Our first guest tonight spent a few memorable years working in this building and is now the morning man here in New York City at a radio station called WXRK-FM. How do they get K-Rock out of this?
I couldn't tell you.
Well, we'll find out when he arrives. WXRK. The only reason the only reason he's our first guest tonight is because he's been moaning on the air all week long about this. Please welcome the controversial but lovable Howard Stern.
No one can pronounce it.
Now, when did you find out?
Yesterday morning, she said, you said that I was an associate producer. I said, I didn't say you were anything. Gary came in and said you were an associate producer because Gary always likes to give information that he doesn't have. Mm-hmm. Gary always likes to seem like an expert. No, boss, I believe she's the associate producer. Nice guy. So where's Rob?
Make it correct.
Yeah.
I'm actually
are you the senior producer?
I'm actually one of the executive producers.
Oh, you're the executive producer, and Robin's the producer.
Yeah, Robin's the producer.
Scott Einziger is the real executive producer of our show because he's here every day and makes decisions.
Mm-hmm.
But try.
And then there's Fran Shea, who's listed as an executive producer, but she just, she runs the place, so she puts her name on there.
Right.
And John Reiber's pretty good too. He's an executive producer, but he was real good in the beginning, but he's never here anymore. He just comes in for like 2 weeks and sets stuff up and then leaves.
Well, I'm sure he has other things to do. They're very busy at E with programming.
Yeah, they got a lot of original programming.
But I speak to him every day.
Do you?
He knows everything that's going on.
All right. Yeah, but you pretty much tell him what's going on, right?
Yeah.
You could even lie to him. He wouldn't know the difference.
That's true.
He just listens, right?
All right, so you're listed as an executive producer.
Yeah, and Robin...
Wait, there's your girlfriend. She's beeping you. And
Robin gets the first credit on the show. It comes up producer Robin Wazinski.
Yeah, because she works real hard.
Yeah.
She works as hard as anybody on the show.
She cuts a lot of the shows and does a great job.
Yeah. Is she Polish?
I don't know what she is.
She's queen of all Polacks.
Oh.
That's what she is. She's the queen. And she's built a lot better than you, Einziger.
It was so funny. I got Scott's invite the other day in the mail.
Yeah.
And I didn't know his name was Scott Lewis.
Yeah. I know. Isn't that weird? Like, why isn't he Scott Einziger? It's like Scott Lewis is marrying...
Deborah Lynn.
Deborah Lynn. Yeah, you can't tell it's two Jews. Did you get Scott Lewis and Deborah Lynn?
Did you get the invitation, Rob?
Yes, that was what we're talking about.
I didn't hear that.
Scott sent me a wedding invitation. I told him I'm not going. But that whole idea of eating dinner at midnight is just so foul and wrong and so disgusting.
But there's food before that.
Yeah, I know, but people want to eat the dinner.
Blame the Jews. Blame the whole Jewish race.
That's not bull crap, Jewish race. That's not a Jewish thing. If anything, that's a Gentile.
You have to eat at midnight?
No, because you can't
Jews eat at midnight.
I never heard of such a thing.
It's a conservative temple. You can't start the service.
So then get married on a different day. Go to a temple that isn't so conservative. I've never heard of that. I have cousins who did that. They had the dinner at midnight at their wedding.
So what's the deal? You can't have the service until late on some days?
Well, Saturday is, I guess, the Sabbath or something. But meanwhile, they have bar mitzvahs on Saturdays.
And they're in the afternoon.
Of course. Einziger's full of it. He thinks he's royalty, and he's going to be special, and he's going to get married.
He's got to get married in prime time.
Yeah, he's got to get married. He's going to get married late at night, and the dinner won't happen until midnight, so people will party till 4 in the morning.
I'll force everybody to wait.
Who wants to have a weekend where they got to go to this wedding? It starts late at night. Who eats dinner? Who do you know that eats dinner at midnight? I mean,
no
who?
one.
Not even party goers eat dinner at midnight. People maybe eat as late as 8, 9, 10 o'clock, but midnight. And it's just so pompous. It's like, hey, we're Prince Charles and Lady Di.
Controlling other people's lives.
Yeah. Lose that, dude. No one wants to eat at midnight.
If I served dinner earlier,
Jackie's like a party guy and up for anything.
You haven't eaten dinner by 9 or 10 o'clock.
It's like, what's the point?
But you could essentially make a dinner of all the food that's going to be at the cocktail hour.
Yeah, no, we understand that.
But you're saying people have to stay for this dinner.
If I wanted that, I'd go to a happy hour.
A lot of people know that you've gone to some expense to make a dinner. People are going to fill up on cocktails and cocktail hors d'oeuvres. And then they're going to say, hey, listen, we can't leave because the guy's going to serve dinner. He's first serving dinner at midnight.
I agree with you. I think it's too late, too, but, you know.
So did you say anything?
Yeah, I said it, sure.
And what are you, totally pussy whipping?
No, you can't.
Your girlfriend's beeping you. You better go get that.
And after you eat, you don't feel like dancing or partying. You're ready to go to bed.
Especially at midnight, you want to go to bed.
All I'm saying is I have a cousin who got married several years ago. And, you know, she's from Brooklyn. She's no princess. She's a girl. She's a nice girl from Brooklyn. She's not a queen of England. She decided she had to get married at midnight, you know, have the dinner at midnight, because all her friends decided that would be great, and all her friends did that.
Right.
So all the people who were, you know, especially the people who were like 50 plus, 60 plus, and there was a lot of them.
Like Jackie?
Yeah. Well, like my aunt, you know, who's the grandmother, and, you know, it was a lot. And they were all sitting there. They were all exhausted. They all wanted to eat dinner. They wanted it to be over.
Go home. You know, at around 12 o'clock, you should be deciding whether you want to go home or not whether you want to eat.
Do you have a lot of old people coming?
Yeah, there'll be some old people.
Like who?
Grandparents and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, so what are they supposed to do? Stay up and eat dinner at midnight because your girlfriend has some idea that she's royalty?
If they want to leave, they'll leave. You know, a lot of them are coming in from out of town. There's hotels locally, so they'll be okay.
So, in other words, you'll serve this dinner and a third of the place will be gone.
Perhaps.
Is that your plan?
No, that won't happen because people aren't rude and they will stay and they will, you know, want them to feel good. Because my wife never lets me leave before the dinner is served.
Is that right?
Yeah, because sometimes these people drag out the day. I've gone to weddings and bar mitzvahs, you know, big affairs, sweet 16, stuff like that, where they drag out the day by waiting for the dinner, waiting, and they know people won't leave until the dinner's served.
In fact,
nobody ends up eating the cake. I mean, because your cake is probably going to be served about 3 in the morning.
I've left weddings early, you know, because I've been tired.
All right, well, everyone's going to be tired by the end of the service.
Yeah, it's sort of rude to leave before the cake, actually.
Yeah,
you don't have to eat it, but you should just wait for it to come out.
Yeah, but you don't, because I'm telling you, his cake won't wheel out till 3 in the morning.
They beat you into submission. You have to go.
It is probably the rudest, most obnoxious thing you can do is to have the dinner at midnight. It's obnoxious.
We were discussing this out in the office, and we were saying that Scott fell victim to something that a lot of guys fall victim to.
Oh, bull.
Which is his wife has had this wedding planned for years, and he just happened to be the guy that that's getting married. He has no say in it.
No, he has say.
No,
you walk in. Let me tell you something. I always had a say. You walk in. He just has no interest. He's just going along with it. But you walk in and you say, you know what? You come to your senses, ladies. This is very, very rude. There's a lot of people who want to be there for the whole wedding. They want to have the cake. They want to eat the dinner. They want to have a good time. But to do it at midnight is torturing people. It's not about a good time. There are certain people who like to stay up on a Saturday night till 4 or 5 in the morning. There are a certain amount of people. I would say they're the minority.
Very few of them are at weddings, though, when they're doing
they're usually out clubbing. It's like Ralph will be happy. Did you invite Ralph?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be happy to be there till 5, 6 in the morning.
Be me, Ralph, and Scott.
Yeah. But, you know, I don't know if those are the people that you really should be pleasing on your wedding day, you know?
I don't know what to say, man.
And you know what your girlfriend's saying? Oh, but this is a dream I had to be eating at midnight. And it's like, well, yeah, but so what? You know, I have a dream, too. I'd like to be driving around in a Rolls Royce with 3 16-year-olds, okay? But I don't act on it.
You're not getting it.
Yeah, I'm not getting it. I don't get everything I wish for. God. You guys should be in the sack on your honeymoon night. You should be eating you at midnight. And that's always some wedding night. He's already been living with her for like 5 years. So it's like, you know, oh, come on, let's have sex.
Gotta consummate the marriage, honey.
Yeah. My wife and I barely did it that night. Should have been a good indication.
I think hardly anybody does it that night.
Yeah.
Where did you go after
she got
wedding?
her period, and she was like, I want it because we have to, you know. I said, honey, you got your period. I never touch you when you have your period.
You're doing it to yourself.
But it's bad luck. It's our marriage. It's our wedding night. I said, all right, real quick.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I think I did. And she did it. And then she goes, it isn't quite here yet. It's just about to come. It's not here yet.
She lied to you.
Yeah, and I don't know. I remember I think it was there.
Kind of messy.
Yeah. You do your girlfriend when she does her period?
Yeah, occasionally.
Oh, really? Man, she must be hot.
I'll bring her by for you.
Yeah, I want to see that.
She having a period?
I want to see what's going on with that. Oh, man. Yeah, but that whole getting married at midnight thing is really sick. And people will hate it. The only one who will like it is your girlfriend. And she'll be exhausted, too. But she don't care.
But you could have had all the meals of your day before you get to Scott's wedding.
Of course. I know
you,
it
Robert.
seems very special. You're like, wow, we're so special, we're getting married at midnight. But you got to think that to everyone else who's going, this really isn't all that special. I mean, it's a wedding.
I don't know why. You're probably spending tons of money. It's a waste of money.
It's a torture. It's a torturous night. And people go, oh, my God, then Sunday we're not going to get up till, what 4 o'clock in the afternoon? We got to go to work.
Instead of just serving one meal, they've got to have all those hors d'oeuvres coming up to the meal. It's costing them more.
I like the people who have these bar mitzvahs, and their little angel gets Friday night they have a service. Then Saturday morning they have another service. Saturday afternoon they have a big luncheon. And then later on Saturday night you have to get into your black tie and go on a ship or something and celebrate. So it turns into Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night.
Yeah.
I've never
oh, man.
Somebody just told me about some wedding they went to where after the wedding ceremony, the bride and groom got on a yacht and then sailed around. Now, you have to stand and wait and watch.
As they sail around.
They're sailing around.
Yeah, I mean, how stupid. I tell you, Woody, my friend, just had his daughter get bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
I went to that. That was really good. I mean, I think he spent about $500 on the whole thing.
And you liked it.
Yeah, it was great. It was like, there might have been like 15 people there. The kid had a bunch of friends.
Mm-hmm.
We sat there at a little table, had a couple of, I don't know, it was a whitefish or something, with these little mini bagels. And then like a nice salad and a little something to eat. And I got out of there.
Good.
I was gone in 2 hours.
That's what you should be shooting for, 2 hours of people's time.
Yeah. But Einzinger's wedding is, an entire evening into early morning into the next day affair.
It will be, daybreak.
Yeah.
By the time you get out of it.
A safari is less of a commitment. We're going to get on a plane, go to Africa, shoot a couple of pictures of animals, and then come home.
Because I can't even imagine starting something at 8:45.
That's just the warm-up, my dear. That's if you're on time. And what's your future wife going to do? Like, she's going to get married in a big, authentic gown or something? Have you seen the gown?
No, I haven't seen it.
She just wanted you to see that. Yeah, it's going to be a special treat.
You've seen everything but the gown.
Yeah. He's seen her naked. He's had her bent over the bed.
Upside down.
Yeah, but you can't see her in the gown.
It is kind of a strange concept.
People go to the movies, and generally a movie lasts about 90 minutes, and they can't concentrate toward the end of the movie. This guy's asking people to concentrate on him for like 12 hours.
And they really work on those movies.
Yeah.
Nothing going on.
Right. Nothing going on. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're doing. I guess you're a pretty important guy with what's going on. And so she's going to get married in a gown, and then what's going to happen? Like when you two enter the affair, obviously you're going to get married, and then you'll disappear for a few minutes while everyone gets settled into cocktail hour, and then you'll be introduced as Mr. and Mrs. Scott Einziger.
I think that's what happened.
Right, and you'll march in.
He sounds like Kato.
Yeah. And then the two of you will be marched in as Mr. and Mrs. Scott Einziger for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Scott Einziger. Yeah.
Everybody's got to cheer.
And, of course, that should make us forget about the fact that we're not going to get dinner till midnight for another 4 hours because now we get to view the new couple.
Right, we can look at them for several hours before we get to eat.
And we can all stand online waiting to greet them as Mr. and Mrs. Scott Einziger. We've never met them as Mr. and Mrs. Scott Einziger before.
We hardly know them anyway.
Yeah.
We can stand in the line and wait to shake their hand.
Scott's laughing, but he sees nothing funny about
I know.
it either.
That's a nervous laugh.
It's not even a laugh. I'm going to go to his wedding just to sell sandwiches. I'm going to stand out with a truck, a hot dog truck in the front and make a fortune.
And you'll do good business.
Oh, yeah, because everyone's going to be starving. Stomachs will be growling. Like it's a zoo.
A lot of noise in that.
Yeah, like a lion's den. So then you'll be introduced as Mr. and Mrs. Scott Einziger, and what will she put on won't she rip off a part of her wedding gown, like the veils and stuff, so that she can be seen more as a modern woman?
Or will she have a different outfit? Some go to a completely different outfit.
Well, what happens is they go to a completely different outfit later in the wedding. To be introduced, they wear
A shorter gown?
A shorter version of the wedding apparel.
I see.
Oh, people do that? I've never seen that.
Yeah, like
Well, they get rid of that long train if they've got one of those.
the train comes off, and now we're seeing her as Mrs. Scott Einziger, but a little more informal, a little looser, a little hipper, a little younger.
Cinderella a moment ago.
Yeah. Before she was the Queen of England. Now she's just, the modern-day princess. And then, of course, as the wedding goes on, she'll want to maybe slip into something more casual for around the dinner hour.
At midnight.
Know.
Big gold ring through Scott's nose as she pulls him along. By 4 a.m, she better be in pasties and thongs.
Well,
I want to see. I want to see some skin.
Got planned for all the hours in between?
No, I'll tell you how it works. You get married, then you have cocktail hour for a couple hours, 2 hours.
No, I think an hour.
An hour? An hour?
Yeah.
What?
No. It'll be about 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll have a 2-hour cocktail hour, and then that'll be around 11:30. And then there'll be a whole big, I don't know, there'll be dancing and all kind of crap. You sit at your table, and there'll be a salad out there. Everyone will sit around waiting whether they should eat the salad.
About the time you're wasting.
And then by midnight, you'll be just first eating your salad.
And you don't mind having people stand around miserable like that for all that time?
What it is they're tired. They want to go home.
But I'm asking him. He doesn't mind that
no.
people are going to be tired.
No, because it's his day. Who cares what other people do? Everyone's so excited about Scott getting married that they're going to ignore the fact that their personal timetable is being completely screwed with.
Yeah.
It's a late time, but I'm sure everyone will have a fun party.
Yeah.
Look at that face.
You pussy whip. All right, dude. I got to get on with my show. All right.
Okay,
Scott Einziger, executive producer of the show. Robin Redzinski, producer.
Now, are you saying if Scott's wedding was earlier, you'd go?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I don't want to go for a bunch of different reasons. A, I can't stay up till midnight. B, I don't want to be gawked at, and I just don't want to go. I hate going to weddings. I feel bad for the guy.
Sounded like you enjoy them. You've been to so many.
No, this is
you're a real expert.
I've only been to a few where I had to go. Where my mother calls up and goes, this is your family.
You know all the intricacies.
Yeah, I know all about this stuff. I've been to a million of these things. And then you sit at the table for 3 hours with Jackie. He's all drunk, and we're discussing how angry we are. Because there's no food.
Yeah.
And we're waiting till midnight, and I want to go home, and I'm tired.
You start goofing on the couple.
Right. Yeah, you don't want us there.
Okay. Maybe you shouldn't go.
Yeah, let me tell you something. You can put a real negative spin on your wedding. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle.
6:35 at The Eagle. This is Brad Beck. It's 6:40 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Call Howard on the Eagle's toll-free line, 1-800-54-STERN.
What am I doing?
To The Howard Stern Show. Once again,
I don't have the commercials anyway.
You don't need it.
I know, but I'm just saying for later. All right. Thanks, bro. Gary was just telling me, Baba Booey, that this is always weird. We just started in Chicago on Monday, and there's a lot of bad blood in Chicago. I'm really angry at this company we worked for in Chicago for a few months, Evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just real. I'm in the middle of suing them, actually, because they didn't pay us. They just broke a contract. So evidently you got to sue them for 12 years, just because, it's a cut and dry case as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I don't see why even a judge is needed, but they just said, we don't want to pay anymore because, well, you're in trouble with the FCC. But meanwhile, they knew we were in trouble with the FCC. They just were looking for an excuse because we want to change station format and stuff. And that's the station that told me, we're all one big family and I shouldn't goof on the other disc jockeys on the station. And I said, no, we're not a big happy family, which I was right. There is no such thing as a family there. So then our new Chicago station, our Cox station in Chicago, told us, sent us a tape of their morning guy who competes with us, this guy Kevin Matthews.
Yeah.
So Fafa Fooey listened to it. I said, so what's he do? He says, well, he does this character, Jim Shorts. He has a sidekick, but it's him. Mm-hmm. He does a character, Jim Shorts. Jim Shorts is a Chicago sportscaster. So he talks to himself, he'll go, but the sportscaster, all he ever does is give the sports. He goes, the Bulls beat the Knicks 113, 111, and, I don't even know what the impression sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that all morning, and then while the guy's giving the sports, they have Gary saying Baba Booey. They just ripped off our sound effects.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's Gary's voice. The guy just stole. This is Evergreen, They're still stealing my material. They're not even, stealing intellectual property. They're actually stealing our voices and sticking them on that show. But I thought they fired us and won't pay us.
Sucked.
Yeah, I thought we sucked. And by the way, if you're going to steal the phrase Baba Booey, doesn't it have to mean something? What does it mean to a guy in Chicago sitting and driving into work and he hears Baba Booey?
Baba Flunky.
You got to have some sort of history with, what does that mean to a guy driving in Chicago? Is it just a funny noise?
Yeah, I think it becomes like, how's your Donkey Kong?
Oh.
Some stupid phrase that everybody thinks means something.
Yeah. So evidently, Evergreen's still stealing my material. So evidently, they've actually been using my material and not paying me. They didn't even fire me. They still use it.
So you're still on the station, you just didn't know it.
Yeah, I'm just not getting paid.
And Kevin doesn't have a problem with that because
Kevin
he could care.
Kevin doesn't have a problem with it because Kevin's basically, Gary says, Baba Booey says has a lame show. It's just real bad. It's just that he's never had any competition. Until Mancow came to the station.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a guy named Mancow, and Gary says he's better than Kevin, only because Mancow rips more of our material off.
Oh.
So he's better than Kevin, because Mancow just is like a bad version of us, but a better version than Kevin. And then the other guy we compete with there, Steve Dahl, who's been there for 25 years, went on the station we were on, lost all his ratings. He lost his partner. And evidently lost all his ratings. So you know what the Evergreen station did, the family?
What did they do?
They took away all his money.
Oh, boy.
According to this Steve Dahl, that he was making at his height $1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was getting $1 million, and his sidekick Gary was getting $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he admits to. So it's probably he was getting more like $700, and the other guy was getting $300. I don't know. And then when all his ratings fell apart, they said, "Well, we're not paying you anymore that kind of money." So now he says he gets $500,000, but according to insiders, it's more like $200,000 if he's lucky. So that his family just took away his allowance. It's a real love fest over at Evergreen. It's real family. And as soon as this guy, and as soon as this guy Kevin loses his ratings, we'll see how much of a family there is. Because that guy Kevin, when I was working at the Loop, that guy Kevin was saying, "Hey, tell Howard we're all a family." Hey Kevin, we'll see how much of a family you are once you lose your ratings, you jackass, stupid ass family. Someone ought to enlighten him. The family abandons you real quick, especially Evergreen. You'll probably end up in court with them, too. Anybody with half a brain knows that. I met those guys day one. I knew there was something going on with them. I knew there was going to be trouble.
Well, I remember talking to the program director on the phone, and he didn't sound like he was the most forthcoming person in the world.
We had a lot of problems with Evergreen. We used to call him up and we'd say, "Hey, Gary, you used to do this every day. Come in here, fa-fa-fo-hi." Remember you used to call the program director every day and we'd have problems?
Well, listeners in Chicago would call us up and say, "Hey, the afternoon show's using some of your sound effects."
Right.
I go, "You're kidding."
So Gary would tell me and I'd say, "Listen, let's not jump to any conclusions. Give a call to the program director and ask him if it's true."
And he would say, "Absolutely not. We know we would never do anything like that." So then I would hear it again and again.
So then a listener would send us a tape.
Then I would say, "I got a tape of it."
And we say, "We have a tape of you playing our sound effects in the afternoon." They go, "Oh."
Yeah, well, he must have done it without me knowing about it.
Yeah, they were always.
He never knew what was going on at the station.
Yeah, there was always something going on.
But whenever you heard something, it took 2 weeks to figure it out because you had to call him. He'd deny it. You had to get a tape of it, and then call him on it again, and then he denied some more.
Yeah, even when you had a tape, they deny it.
They were the worst station I've ever dealt with.
When are we getting a phone line into Chicago?
They're working on it. It's actually New York Telephone. It takes like 15 working days to put one in.
Yeah. So this guy Kevin was just using you going Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Well, yeah, I heard the sound effect.
Yeah.
I'll play for you during the commercial.
Yeah, okay.
Papa Pohai.
What does that mean? I mean, the reason we do it is because it has a meaning on our show. You're Baba Booey. And you're Baba Booey because you're so into cartoon art, you don't even know the name of the characters you collect. It has a history on the show. When you hear Baba Booey, it means something. It's funny.
I don't know what he's got.
What's his theory on Baba Booey?
Maybe he's trying. Maybe he knew you were coming back to Chicago, so he's trying to make people think he invented it first.
I don't know.
And we're the ones who are ripping it off.
Well, how could he make up a story about it, though?
Yeah, but what is his explanation of Baba Booey?
I didn't get that far.
No. See if you can get that far. See if we had a line into Chicago, we could find out. If we had a phone line.
Well, if anybody wants to, yeah, okay. They can call the New York line, but it's too hard.
Yeah, it's too much work. We don't want our audience working that hard. And Mancox Mancow is a complete rip-off of us.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff. You know how sometimes people try to rip you off, so they do stuff that's dirty but not funny?
Right.
He does a lot of that, but he thinks it's you.
Right. Yeah, he was in San Francisco trying to be mean. He got fired in a week. So of course Evergreen hired him.
He was also doing some stuff that I thought was like pretty dirty and just not funny.
Right.
Like stuff that, if we did half of it, we'd get in trouble for.
Well, we've already gotten in trouble for it.
We didn't do any of it.
Yeah. We get blamed for everything. We're in trouble. We got $2 million in fines against us. Yeah.
But we should have no problem winning.
You know what you do? Have the guys at our Cox station get some of their people to file an FCC complaint against Mancow. Okay?
I actually have a tape of the thing they should file against.
Yeah, file against him, and then we'll get some fines going against him. Let's see if Evergreen fires him. Okay? Make that happen. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
All right, let's get some filings going against Mancow and Turd. And meanwhile, over here, Mancox and Captain Kokor will win.
We will rule the day.
Yeah. I figure if I'm going to be doing my material and getting fined, and some other guy's going to be doing my material and getting off scot-free, let's make his life a little miserable. Mancow and Turd. So see if you can make that happen in Chicago, because I really want to win in Chicago. You know? I really want to beat the ass of Evergreen into the ground. Jerks. They're family. We're a family, Howard. Kevin says we're a family, and you shouldn't be making fun of him and the other personalities, and you're in no position to make fun of them. You're new to this town. You're new to Chicago. Oh, eat me.
Well, if you want us to get behind you, why don't you get behind us?
Yeah, okay, Dickless. Like maybe I have a different approach, okay? Like maybe I'm not part of the family. Like maybe I don't believe that you have to be part of a family in order. Well, if we're very beloved here. Kevin is very loved. Well, if Kevin's so loved, why is he losing all his ratings? Kevin's very loved, and all the guys. Danny Bonaducci's very loved. Danny Bonaducci, he just got there. Nobody loves him. How can you tell me he's beloved? You shouldn't make fun of Kevin because and Jonathan Brandmeier because they're very beloved.
Where's Jonathan Brandmeier now?
In the toilet. He does a show from California and tries to pretend he's still in Chicago.
Are you kidding?
No. And he thought he'd go out there and become a movie star or something. Meanwhile, can't get arrested.
Gee, I haven't seen him in anything.
Yeah, because he sucks. We saw his TV show. We saw the Jonathan Brandmeier TV show. There was a lot of creativity there. Was he on the loose? It was Johnny B on the loose. He was on the loose for about 2 weeks, and they canceled him.
He was on the loose.
Yeah.
He had no show.
Yeah. He was part of my family when I worked for Evergreen, when I worked for The Loop. The Johnny B was part of my family. I said, with a family like that, man, I want a divorce.
You want to opt out?
Yeah, I want to opt out. I don't want to be associated with them.
Thanks, but no thanks.
I got to take a break. We'll take some phone calls right after this.
the Howard Stern Show. 97.1, The Eagle.
6:52 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. Eagle weather, Vermont. It's 6:59 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard Stern morning. Your rock all day. 97.1 The Eagle. It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
I'm going to take some phone calls, but first I want to just play you some phony phone calls. These are from our good friend Ponce de la Phone. Ponce de la Phone doesn't like to come on the show. He just likes to play us the phone calls that he makes. Ponce de la Phone has checked in with some incredible ones, even calling Japanese television shows. So this first one I'm going to play you, I think this is Ponce de la Phone calling Kathleen Sullivan on the E-Network.
Oh.
E-Network is, of course, a station we're on. Very few people have it. So I have to explain what it is.
Yeah, about 300 people, I think.
300 people. Is it up to 300? No, 30 billion people have it. Only 300 are watching it. But Ponce de la Phone calls in Kathleen Sullivan. They're doing the OJ coverage, of course. They're covering the OJ trial. And Kathleen Sullivan is the anchor woman. Now, if I'm correct, I think this is Ponce de la Phone using tapes of my father and calling in again. Okay. I'm not sure.
This is my favorite Ponce de la Phone phone call.
He knows we like it, so he does it. He calls her up, and he's got so many clips of my father yelling at me from when I was a kid that he's actually able to piece them together and make it sound like a phone caller. I think that's what this is.
Well, our next caller is not really calling from a very far place away, and a name. This man lives in an area that all of you know very, very well, Brentwood, California. Paul, thank you for calling us.
Hi, Kathleen.
I'm dying to know what your question is.
Well, the scene out here is getting crazier by the day.
Where are you?
I'm in Brentwood.
No, where? I mean, exactly. I mean,
about 6 blocks away from the closed condominium.
And what do you mean the scene of all the people like coming by every single day?
Well, there was actually one guy in an OJ mask that was posing for pictures in front of the closed condo.
No.
Yeah.
What was he wearing?
He had just the regular jeans and T-shirt and the OJ mask.
Whoa. Well, do you have a question for us?
Yeah. Do you want Howard Stern's meat?
Oh. Well, you know what? We have 1 full hour of it every day here on E. Why do we need any more?
More of my meat?
When we come back, we're going to talk to a reporter for the Afro-American newspaper, The Sentinel. It was our first. We're no longer virgins, so we don't need Howard anymore. Stay with us.
That was cryptic. We're virgins. We've never received a Howard Stern phone call, so we don't need any more.
Yeah.
How bad did she want to trash me, but she couldn't because I'm on the E-Network.
Don't we have enough of him? He's here for an hour every day.
Yeah, well, honey, you better hope I keep staying there for an hour every day. So I'm the only thing anyone's watching.
John swears that he met her and that she loves the show and she's starting to come on here.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Yeah.
But she didn't want my meat.
Well, you know.
Why not? Does she want my meat?
It's a big commitment.
So you're saying she might want my meat?
No, I think she might want to just come on the show.
Oh.
I can't buy that.
See, I think I could have an affair with her. She'd keep her mouth shut. She won't tell Allison.
What makes you think that?
I don't know. Newswoman.
I thought you were trying to get somebody younger than Allison.
That's true. Well, she's not so bad, Kathleen Sullivan.
She's pretty good looking.
Yeah. I don't care how old they are.
Actually, any different person now would be
right.
good, huh?
Yeah, right. And she's not a fatso anymore. Didn't she go on that diet?
No, she looks good.
Yeah. I thought for some reason it was one of those my father phone calls. I must have been wrong. Here's Ponce de la Phone on, what is this, Donahue?
Yeah, well, it's really weird. Donahue made a comment about you on his show, and then Ponce de la Phone took that comment and called Donahue with it.
Really? Very creative. Let's listen. It's very short, so let's listen. Chicago, you wanted to say.
Howard Stern, the fart man.
Atlanta, Georgia. Hi. That's pretty good.
Donahue was talking about you one day, and he said something about Fartman, and he made that noise and everything.
That's when I was on the Donahue show.
It was part of his intro.
Yeah, and he said, Howard Stern, the fart man. Chicago, you wanted to say.
Howard Stern, the fart man.
Atlanta, Georgia. Hi. Donahue's getting like Larry King. He's real quick on that button. He works his own phones now.
Yeah.
And Donahue has this image of himself that he could have been a United States Senator. He's married to Marlo Thomas, and he's a millionaire, and he buys up people's homes and just levels them because he doesn't want the view of the water interrupted from his house. And all of a sudden he's got to deal with Howard Stern, the fart man phone calls.
But it made him a lot of money.
Yeah.
But he can't walk away from that phone anymore. He used to push a button and walk away.
Yeah, now he's got to sit there in case he gets Howard Stern, the fart man.
That's right.
Chicago, you wanted to say.
Howard Stern, the fart man.
Atlanta, Georgia. Hi. So that's Phil talking to Phil.
Exactly.
It's almost like when Patty Duke used to talk to Patty Duke. Identical cousins. Super. Let's get the phones going here. Okay, this is New York. New York, you're on the air.
Good morning, Howard.
Hi.
The other night I was watching A&E. They had an intimate biography of Marla Maples, a real sleeping pill, like who cares. And
They did an actual biography on Marla Maples?
It was on Lifetime, wasn't it?
Intimate, but yeah, you're right, Lifetime.
Yeah, I don't think that would be an A&E
It was about
biography.
3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep, and there it was. So I decided to watch it. So they got to the point where the wedding, and the first thing they showed at the wedding was you
Yeah.
and Allison. You could see in the background.
And then probably
You
O.J.
looked fantastic. And the next one was O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
And then the biographer said, and the most famous people there were Howard Stern and O.J. Simpson.
It's pretty sad, isn't it?
I thought that was hysterical. And yesterday I was listening to WABC, and John Minnelli had on an open dialogue. You know, he's the program director. So some guy called up, and at first they thought it was like a Howard Stern phone call, but it wasn't. The guy called up and asked about your problems with the FCC and what Minnelli thought about it. And Minnelli came out and real support of you, by the way.
Well, Minnelli's my biggest fan. Minnelli is a guy who actually listened to me and then told everyone at ABC to start acting like Howard. And now has made a fortune being the program director over there, and now is even retiring.
Right, he's taking a sabbatical.
John Minnelli's this young kid who used to listen to us all the time. And he used to say to, like, Bob Grant, why don't you be more like Howard Stern?
Yeah, well,
You know, why don't you go back and, you know, and listen to him? And that's when Bob Grant started doing his horny club and all that, you know, and they're like trying to. And then he said, you know, why don't we all just open up? Lynn Samuels actually just does our entire show.
Well,
You know, he just doesn't have bad voice. But the whole station is fashioned after us. In fact, at one point it got so bad, whenever I'd have a guest on, Minnelli would just get the guest. Like if Pat Cooper came on my show, he'd say, would you host a show on ABC?
Mm-hmm.
And then when Gilbert came on and would do well here, he'd say, would you host a show on it? And anybody who came on and did well, he'd give him a show.
Right.
He'd give him a tryout.
This was the audition.
Yes, I mean, he actually was smart enough to listen to the show and fashion a whole radio station after it. Of course, he won't admit it now.
The thing that I thought was really interesting, and it's this way with everyone when it has to do with you, is that they gave this guy so much airtime, this guy on the phone. He must have been on for 5 minutes.
Because I'm an interesting topic.
That's it.
There's nothing else to talk about.
Off in 30 seconds.
Of course.
But and anyway, I love you. I listen to you every morning.
Thank you.
You get me through the day.
Thank you.
You are just, I love you.
Thank you
What
very
else
much.
can I
That's
say?
very nice of you to say. Thank you.
Sweetie.
Oh, aren't you a Farrah Fawcett Majors lookalike?
Not quite.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Howard.
She was talking about that show Biography.
Yeah.
Remember when you were a kid, you'd watch it, it would be like Winston Churchill, and
Yeah.
the Queen of England. So now they're doing them again on A&E, and they're trying to make them like hipper and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're really running out of stuff. Last week, Fred told me he saw Soupy Sales.
Oh, no.
A
A biography?
A biography of Soupy Sales?
Oh, I wish I had seen that.
Wow. How long was it?
It's a half-an-hour show.
Really?
Oh, it's an hour?
It's an hour. And
Hour
they,
show.
You know why they're running out of material? They try to do a biography every night.
Yeah. That's a cool show, though. I like
I
biography.
do like biography, yeah.
It's just that when you sink down to Soupy Sales, I mean...
It seems now that everyone in America will get a biography.
That's right. Soupy Sales.
That's ridiculous, Soupy Sales.
San Diego, you're on the air.
Hey, dude, let me turn my radio down, all right?
They did one on the Three Stooges. That was pretty good, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I always like that show.
Yeah. San Diego, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on this morning, man?
They do.
Hey, a couple things I wanted to talk to you about this morning, depending on which way you want to go. See that new lawyer in the O.J. case?
You mean during that DNA evidence thing?
Yeah. She was pretty hot.
You know what? I've really made an effort to stop watching the O.J. trial. It's just, you know what? I don't want to buy into it. I know I was completely obsessed with it for 2 weeks.
All right.
And I don't want to watch it anymore. I know that's what everyone wants to talk about, but he makes me nauseous, O.J. He's very, very guilty. And the people around him, I can't get excited about this. I'm waiting to tell me Kato Kalin's going to come on, and that's going to be the exciting part. He comes on. He's a blithering dope who, to me, appears to be less than forthcoming with what he knew about that night. He's a little shaky on talking about what he discussed with Howard Weitzman in that first phone call that he received from O.J. I think the guy, in all good conscience, should come forward and tell us everything. I don't think he's being totally forthcoming. I could be wrong. And I'm sitting and listening to this dopey guy who I couldn't give two rats' asses about. And OJ is a double homicide, and he's sitting there rolling his eyes, and every time he rolls his eyes, I want to punch my screen out. So if I'm having this much emotion, what do I need that for? I got a life to live. I can't be in court 24 hours a day. As it is, I go to bed at 6 o'clock at night. I'm in the middle of court, and I'm in bed. That's my whole life. I get home from here, I'm in court, and then I got to have a life.
Sorry.
I mean, to sit there, and I'm sitting and watching endlessly to find out whether a guilty man is going to be convicted by 12 black jurors to see if black people can still convict a black person. I can't wait till October to find out that answer. In October, I'll tune in and I'll see what the black people decide.
Yeah, it's like staying around only for the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, what, I got to watch the whole baseball season?
We'll go into closing arguments, and then we'll see the verdict.
Yeah. And then I'm watching a Sky Cab. There's a guy I could care less about. What's a Sky Cap?
Sky Cap.
Sky Cap, excuse me. Is a guy, he checks the bags in, and even this guy, he's sitting on there, and he gets up there, and you go, okay, let's see what he's got to say. Right away, Your Honor, where's my water? Your Honor, it ain't going to go down like this, man. It ain't going to go down like this. I need some water. I'm thirsty, and I want cold water.
I did my laundry in that water.
And then, is that what he said?
He said that, yeah.
He said, and this water's so warm I can do my laundry?
He said he did his laundry in that water. He was cracking up the whole jury. He thought it was Def Comedy Jam.
It was his tryout.
Yeah. Yeah, Russell Simmons is going to put him on there.
Everybody's auditioning on that stand.
And he's on there, and then they say to him, well, is this the bag that you checked in at the airport? How do I know? It looked like the bag. I check a million bags. Let me see that bag. He looks over the bag, and I mean, it's unbelievable. Who cares with the Sky Cap? I'm sitting there, I'm wasting hours.
It's so ridiculous. Now they're going to bring in a trash can.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Listen, OJ, what they should be able to do is wrap this up in a week. OJ, in most cases, first of all, this would be plea bargained out. OJ, they got him. They said, look, we got your blood all over the place. Only in America you see a defense team come in and say, you know, you got his blood all over the place, but it was planted there. Well, go prove that. How are you going to prove it was planted there?
His sentence would almost be done for good behavior if he would have copped a plea.
He would have been done already. That's right. He'd be out.
Yeah.
I know a guy, on his wedding night, he killed his wife.
It was a happy marriage.
He spent 7 years in jail. He got 7 years for killing her, and he only spent 2.5 in jail. And I said to the guy, why did you kill your wife on the wedding? He says, I loved her. He said, but I knew eventually I'd get sick of her, and it's a lot cheaper than a divorce. In 2.5 years, I'm out, and I got all my money.
That jail term was shorter than a lifetime of marriage.
That's right.
Ouch.
2.5 years, and you don't have to pay alimony.
And he's dating again.
That's right. This guy has a full date card.
Somebody tell me now, did you see Mike Tyson read his statement yesterday?
Oh, it was sick.
Let me tell you something.
Seconds.
I did see Mike Tyson read his statement. I don't know if you have that on tape, but
I don't.
All right,
I got the current affair piece here if you want to hear it.
That's all right.
All right.
Because it looked like a guy. You know when they take a captive in Iran and they let him read a statement? Tyson comes out in what appears to be a double-breasted suit that looks like a gangster fit him for it. And he's wearing a straw hat like in a minstrel show. I don't know what happened to his yarmulke, his Muslim yarmulke.
Must have been under the straw.
And again, he says now in jail for 3 years he practiced reading because when he went in he had a second-grade reading level. Now he's got a high school equivalency reading level, they say.
Oh, really?
And he gets up there with a piece of paper and he starts to read, my manager, Mr. Smith and Mr. Yeah. And now I would like to say my promotion man will be Don King, who integrated promotion man in America. Thank you.
Allah bless you.
And then he goes, and then to prove his new Muslim religion, he goes, Allah bless you. Oh, and really, when you watch it, it's just because he realized in 3.5 years he did nothing in prison. He didn't learn a thing. You know, they're saying that if Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali, when they came to their senses eventually as businessmen, at one point they realized, Sugar Ray always kind of realized this, Muhammad came to it, that if you hire no one to be a promoter, and you hire no one to particularly run a particular fight, let someone arrange a fight and go to the highest bidder.
Yeah.
that, yeah, Don King could bid on it to be the promoter, but in that case, he'd probably have to take about 5 to 10% of the gross, and he'd have to go out and work it, and if he came in with the best deal, that's who you go with. But this Tyson has learned nothing. What he has done is gone to jail, he's come out, he's hooked in with the same exact people, at the same exact money being taken from him. Maybe 35% will go to Don King, as much as 50 could go to Don King. 50%. So if it's $40 million, the promoter could get $20 million.
And then there's a manager in there somewhere.
Right, and then there's a management team, and the guy learned nothing. He's still a slave. But you know, who is he? He's a guy who really should...
He wasn't where he belonged.
Right. He wasn't. Listen, if he couldn't fight, you know where he would be his whole life? In jail. He'd be a career criminal. What do you think he's going to be?
In jail on the corner. In jail on the corner.
So even if he comes out with $1 million, who cares? He's as dumb as a guy who spends his life in jail. He's ahead of the game. It's unbelievable. Believe me, and Don King's smart. When Tyson was in jail, Don King sent over a huge supply of English books so that Tyson wouldn't study math. Because if Tyson ever knew how to add, he would go, what the hell is this?
Right, I said, you know, in another 3 years he could have gotten to his gazentas.
Yeah, well,
unfortunately,
this guy Tyson had such a great management team. Unfortunately, they were white guys. There were 3 white guys who, when his white founder there, his Customato, died, these guys took over, and they started to manage his money, and they started to handle his fights, and I think they took what was appropriate, 10% or whatever the percentage is, and they began to build an empire for this guy. And, of course, they were white, so he got caught up in the whole black thing.
Somebody got to him, and, you know, they started filling his head with all those notions. You got to have black managers. You got to have black promoters. Why are these white people taking all your money?
Which is fine, but find a black guy who's going to, who's going to say, hey, listen, let's bid this stuff out. Let's make some money, and let's not see you, lose the lion's share here.
Yeah, very few fighters actually get on to Don King before their careers are over.
But it was a pathetic press conference. I mean, it was the guy's holding a piece of paper. It looked like they had a gun to his head.
Who do you think wrote it?
I have no idea. I think Tom Chiasano wrote it, my general manager. The grammar was about as good. They go, I'd like to say Don King is the best promoter around, and he will be my man. Thank you. Allah bless you. Allah bless Allah now.
Nobody is telling him. Where's this reverend? This what are they called, Muslim guys?
His spiritual advisor.
Okay, where's the spiritual advisor? Doesn't he know he shouldn't hook up with Don King?
Listen. When he was in jail, he had a spiritual advisor. Now he's out of jail. He's not had no spiritual advisor. So everyone was hoping that somehow Mike Tyson was going to come out of jail. Of course, the jail is, of course, Learning Center Central. He was going to come out of jail and be a smarter guy. Like he went through some catharsis. Never going to happen.
Yeah, he had all that time to think.
Yeah, he did have a lot of time to think. I would like to... you had 3 years to write that speech, that press conference speech?
Yes.
What was the significance of the straw hat, I wonder? Evidently, he wears a straw hat to all his press conferences.
I remember the straw hat from before as
that's his thing.
I think about it, but I don't know what it means.
Maurice Chevalier, he's a fan.
Yeah.
Every little bit, see to whip on the wheel.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I got to go.
All right, dude.
Dude.
All right, hey, wait a minute. One more thing. That drug dealer, that Carol O'Connor thing?
Yeah.
Spoke yesterday, and they had the reporter out, the local reporter from NBC out there, and she has the microphone up to the, the little call box thing there.
Yeah.
And they were talking about it, and the guy's like, hey, I never sold drugs to him. And she's like, well, why'd you, what's with the scales and everything? And he's like, well, I've had those scales for 15 years, and we just pulled them out to do one more for the Gipper because we heard he died.
I got to go. No, you don't have to do the news. Thank you.
All right, man, thanks.
All right. You can do the whole news for me. That Carol O'Connor story is ridiculous. Look, the guys broke up. He lost his son. But he's now chasing down the drug dealers.
Well, it's kind of hard to not blame someone else.
You got to blame somebody. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
You're You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle.
7:18 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter, Eagle Weather Operator. It's 7:25 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard Stern all morning. Pure rock all day. Off 3. Rush. Nirvana. Howard, Harley, and Pure Rock. 97.1 The Eagle. Let's return to the Howard Stern Show.
All right, Jackie the Joke Man Marlowe. I understand that your Wild Comedy CD and cassette is still on sale for $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. And the Jokeland special, you can buy 2, get 1 free. Call 1-800-323-KING. And tonight, there's 2 big shows with Jackie at Slapsticks in Baltimore, Maryland. For all our fans in Baltimore, get over and see Jackie. For jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a pay service. I got a bunch of stuff to do here today because it is Friday, and we have to wrap up all of our things for the week so that I can put a tight little bow around this show. Let's see. I actually, in my paperback, I offered a contest where I would pick one person and put them in my film.
Yeah.
I picked that person.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell us?
Oh, you want to know?
Sure. I mean, isn't it like a big deal or something?
It is a big deal. It's just, when the hell's the movie going to be made?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Will this person still fit the part?
The winner is...
What do they get to do? They'll just get to stand in a scene or something?
Yeah. Well, I should probably call this girl. It's a girl who won.
Oh, I'm sure she'll scream or something, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's a perfect time, too.
What?
It's a perfect time. She's probably going to go to work yet. She's in the Eastern time zone.
Oh, really?
Baba Booey.
Because she's perfect for it.
What? Perfect for what?
Well, she had to write a little thing.
Uh-huh.
And this is what she wrote. You ready? I am an empath masseuse.
Whatever that means.
I'm 5'6", 125 pounds, auburn hair, green eyes. Not only will I appear as an extra, that's cool, but I'll also give massages between takes.
Look out!
And I'm going to need that because I realize that it's going to be a very grueling schedule.
It's so ridiculous. You don't even like people to touch you unless it's going to lead to something.
Yeah, well, maybe this will lead to something.
An empath masseuse.
Yeah, masseuse. Should I call her and tell her the good news?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know. I get all kinds of massages. I've never heard of that one.
Well, I think she's from Vulcan, and they can do the mind meld.
Because I think that's probably a massage you get without being touched.
Yes, that's right. It's an empathic massage.
Massage.
She feels what your pain is and then just sucks it out of you mentally. I like that. I need that. La-da-dum-da-dum. I'll do it like a DJ. I'll give her the good news.
All right. Do a contest, you DJ.
Yeah, why not? She should start.
Hello?
Yes, hi. I'm looking for Ann. Is this Ann?
Uh-huh.
Ann, hi. I'm calling from the radio station. Did you enter a contest to be an extra in the Howard Stern movie
project?
I did.
You did. Did you say, by the way, we're on the radio right now, you know. Did you say you are an empath masseuse?
I am.
Did you say you wanted to be an extra?
Yes.
Did you say you'd also give massages between takes?
Yes.
Well, guess what?
What?
You won.
No way.
Yes.
Who is this?
It's Howard. It's Howard being a DJ. You won.
No.
Yes, you won. You won.
Oh, my God.
You're going to be in a movie.
You are going to be in a movie. Do you hear what I say?
Yes.
You are going to be in the movie.
Well, who is this?
This is Howard.
It's Mancock.
And Captain Kokor. Would you get excited, please? Yes, you are going to be in the movie. You will be on the set with that great star, Howard Stern, known as Mancock.
For the contest.
What?
I mean, where is she? How did she get here? What's in this? What does she win?
You win an extra part in the movie.
Oh, come on. There's got to be a better build-up than that.
Rich's
Let me ask you something. When you were a little girl, did you think about the movies?
Absolutely, all the time.
Did you used to go to the movies all the time with your parents?
Sure.
Your whole time growing up, did you used to say to yourself, I wish I could be in a movie?
Oh, yeah.
When you read the Howard Stern book and you listened to the radio shows, do you sometimes say, gee, I wish I knew Howard?
Sure.
Do you think about Howard?
Not all the time.
But you're a big fan?
Yes.
And wouldn't it be exciting to be there when history is made, when his movie is made?
Yes.
Do you know what that'll be like? Hey, what are you going to wear when you give Howard the massage?
What's an empath massage anyway?
Yeah.
You kind of listen to what the body tells you back.
Cool.
Huh.
Like if you're rubbing my intestines that you hear, you know that I have gas.
What do you do about that?
Yeah. All right, listen, Ann. Now we need you to do us a favor.
Okay.
Go write me a movie.
Yeah, there's only one catch.
There's only one catch. We can't seem to get a script.
Can you write a movie?
Ann, would you like to write a major film? How old are you?
I am 39.
No. I didn't realize. I thought you were
I'm
younger.
glad you didn't put your age on that application.
And we're going to have to take away your prize.
Oh, now come on! Everybody says I look younger than that.
Really?
So give it a shot.
Do you look like anyone famous?
Yeah. Who is that person they always tell me I look like?
Fred Norris?
Oh God. No, the woman in Summer of '49.
Ooh, Jennifer O'Neill?
Jennifer O'Neill, yeah.
But do you look like her in the movie, or do you look like her now?
Oh, in the movie.
In the movie.
Yeah, what's the matter with
What was the Summer of '49? I thought it was the Summer of '42.
Oh, what's the difference? What year it was?
Well, I forget.
I thought maybe she had another actress in mind.
No. Oh, yeah, Summer of '49, that was the sequel. I think,
Carrie Nye, isn't it?
Carrie Nye. Yeah, Dick Cavett's wife. Yes, you're going to be... It would have been nicer if you got a little more excited, because that's pretty exciting that you're going to actually, be on the set of the movie.
Yeah, you're going to meet your idol. You're going to get to touch him with your empathetic hands.
Judging from what she has to say, I'm not so much her idol.
Oh.
Well, look, you just woke me up. I mean, like from a deep down sleep.
You married?
Almost.
Well, that's all right. And when you say massage, I mean...
How far you go?
You understand what a therapeutic massage is, right? A man has to he has to release all his tension spots. I hope you understand that.
Well, there are a few ways to do that without having to get too personal.
Oh.
Howard has a lot of stress, and he carries it all in one area.
Yeah. I don't really need you rubbing too many areas. There's one particular area.
Well, you'd be surprised what the right kind of fingers on a foot or a hand would do.
I've had all that.
Yeah.
Robin hooked me up with that. She felt bad for me, hooked me up with a foot massage. And the woman was saying, well, this, is your liver, and this is your heart. She's rubbing the bottom of my foot and pointing out where, this will make your hand feel better, this will make your teeth feel better, this will make your gums stronger. I go, where is my penis on that foot? Well, there is no spot for the penis. I go, well, then, maybe I need some help. You understand? You understand what to do? I hear a lot of celebrities who do movies, and I'm not going to mention any names, but big-name celebrities, all have therapeutic massage on the set.
Right. They have personal masseuses.
They do. And they come in and they get what I call therapeutic massage.
In the trailer.
Yeah, in the trailer, in the privacy of the trailer. A lot of big names. And you know who I'm talking about, too, Robin.
Yes.
Married entertainers.
Well, they have to work.
Yeah.
They can't get off the set.
Who need release from their masseuse.
That would affect their performance, wouldn't it?
You look like Jennifer O'Neill.
Well, that's what people say.
You got a big chest?
It's in proportion.
Really? B cup, C cup?
B.
Big B, right? I hope.
It depends.
Do you massage in any provocative outfits?
Well, I have provocative outfits. I don't tend to wear them much out, beyond the...
But in the trailer you could wear it, right?
Yeah, sure.
In the movie trailer.
Sure.
And you're not the type of masseuse that tells a guy's wife what goes on in the trailer, right?
Well, it depends how much money I could get for writing it up.
Oh,
I'm kidding, Howard. I'm kidding.
I mean, what goes on between a man and his masseuse is private.
It's like a doctor-patient relationship.
I would hope.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure,
I would
absolutely.
anticipate that there is no discussion of what goes on during the massage process.
Well, I mean, if...
Do any of your clients ever get aroused during your massages?
Yeah.
That happens.
And what do you do at that point?
Well, I mean...
Are they embarrassed when that happens? What do they wear, a towel?
Well, it's just something that you talk about. That's all.
You do?
I don't want to talk about it.
Really? I mean, I couldn't imagine addressing that.
So what is it? We need to talk, I think. There's something going on that we need to talk about. Honey, there's nothing to talk about. Wait a second. So, like, what does the typical client wear? Like a towel?
Towel, underwear.
Right.
It depends on how shy they are.
Do you massage the buttocks?
Yeah, that's a real important area.
Vigorously?
You know how much tension? Do you know how much tension?
Tell me
is
about
out
it.
there?
Tell me about it.
Isn't that where the power is?
Yeah, the power is in the buttock. Wait a second, let me get this straight. So you're saying some clients wear their underpants. Some guys wear towels. Is anybody actually just nude?
Yeah.
Really? Guys?
Well, I think that women are a little more comfortable with that when
Right.
it's a woman massaging.
Because I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm comfortable with a small towel.
A washcloth.
So let's say we're on the set and it's a long day, and you come to collect your prize and visit and be an extra and all that, and then you say, hey, Howard.
I'm so excited about this, I can't believe it.
What?
I'm so excited about this, I can't believe it.
yeah.
I'm probably beginning to believe it.
Don't hold back that excitement. So let's say I go to my trailer, right?
Okay.
I assume I'm going to have a trailer. I've always heard that people get trailers.
Well, you're the star.
Right.
At the very least, you'll have a trailer.
Yeah, and let's say, we get into my trailer and we move aside all the exercise equipment, the private gym, the bar.
You can have that outside of the trailer.
Oh, I see.
Just outside.
I don't want people to see me exercising.
You can have a curtain up.
I see. I might need you on the set. Tell me what to do. So, like, in other words, I could say to you, hey, can I have my empathic massage?
Mm-hmm.
Where you sense my pain. And then we go into the trailer. I would, strip down to a towel?
Well, if you want to, do they give you enough time to do that on a movie?
Oh, yeah, you get tons of time.
Yeah, lots of setup time.
Yeah, the directors are prima donnas. Sometimes they take all day just to set up one shot.
See, the thing about it is that it can be done anytime, any place,
Right.
under any conditions, with clothes, without clothes.
No,
It's
I'm more
whatever's
interested in-
happening at the moment.
I don't want to be massaging my clothes on.
Well, but she is saying, though, is if you do have to, she can do this in the trailer thing with all your clothes off.
Right.
And
With your clothes on.
you happen to be on the set
Yeah.
and you can't leave
That's all right. I'll find some time.
and you want your shoulders massaged, you can do that.
If she looks like Jennifer O'Neill, I'd like to do it in my trailer. So, and what can you wear a bikini when you do this?
If you want me to, it depends. Is it going to be
helps.
cold?
It's therapeutic.
Because I feel funny being slightly undressed unless the other person's slightly undressed.
Well, I can understand that. I mean, that could be traumatic.
Yeah, and if the people from Reicher are listening, I need Coke on every flat surface in the trailer. So
well,
wait a
you should
second.
also have something a little slippy slidey, like Baby Magic is really the best.
Yeah, but don't you bring that?
I could.
Yeah. All right. So you bring some oils with you, and you would be, let's say, do you wear a thong at your age?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, I do.
You look good in it, huh?
Well, I haven't been exercising lately. Maybe I should start up again.
I mean, does
You've
flab
got time to get back into shape, I think.
does flab hang over your belly?
Oh, no.
Oh, great. And then how much you weigh?
120. I'm 5'6", 120.
That sounds a little chunky.
That's not bad.
No.
Really?
Howard, that's a size 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Flat stomach?
Yeah.
No cheese on your ass?
Cheese?
The cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese.
I haven't looked lately. I guess I'd better.
Right. So you're saying, you get into like a swimwear, although, you could really feel my pain if you were topless.
I was going to say, do you only use your
You can
hands
feel
for
my
massage?
pain, you mean?
You only use your hands for massage? Do you ever massage
no,
with your...
No, I use
Your lips?
elbows. I use forearms. I use knuckles.
You do the black brush treatment?
I
I learned that in Vietnam. That's where I sit in a chair and use the black brush on
I have
me.
heard of people who do massage with their bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's called origami. I learned that in Vietnam. So let's say you're in a bathing suit. I'm in a towel. I lay down on the bed. I guess we do it on the bed. I don't know where else to massage.
Hey, you'll have a
Do they
massage
give you a bed in a trailer?
I'll get David Kirkpatrick to send in a
massage
table, key samples.
Yeah, you need something, firm.
Right. And then,
Now, does he start out on his back or his front?
It depends. It depends, where he's tense, what he wants to do.
well, my ass is pretty tense for the first part of this. So then you'll just sit there and rub my ass for a good hour? And will you lift the towel off me and rub?
That wouldn't be a problem for me at all. The thing is that, there is an awful lot of tension that accumulates in that area. It'd probably be the quickest way to get you creative and back on the set.
Right. And then what if let's say by accident, I flip over onto my back now, and you notice that I'm excited.
Uh-huh.
What do you do?
Because you've had that happen, right? Because you're obviously a good-looking woman, and a lot of people get excited when you massage them.
It's pretty rare because, by the time that you get massaged, there's a real deep relaxation that comes with that. And
well, when he gets relaxed, he has the opposite response.
Right.
It's like Ritalin for a hyperactive kid.
Right.
So then I'll be laying on my back, and let's say this embarrassing thing comes up. Will you discuss this with me?
Of course.
What will you say?
Howard, you look like you're feeling pretty good.
Right. And then what will I say? I'm very embarrassed?
Well, would you be embarrassed at that time?
I might be. I mean, after all.
He says he's awfully small.
And what if you don't notice that I'm excited? And then
I would probably head toward massaging or rubbing the body parts that at that point in time looks tensest or is sort of emanating to me the fact that it's held back the most.
all right.
Really?
All right, listen to me. I understand what you're saying. Say no more. All right, you're going to be there. Good masseuse. Yeah, I'm already ready. Why don't you just come down here and massage me? Screw the movie. It's never going to get done anyway.
Put you on E.
All right, so listen.
I'd be delighted to do either.
Well, I think I picked a good winner, and provided I can get the script done sometime within the next 10 years while you still look good, I'll be seeing it. So anyway, so you're the winner, okay? Now, I mean, and listen, if for some reason the movie doesn't get made for 5 years, I'll give you some other prize or something.
Oh, that's really nice, Howard. I really would enjoy coming down and seeing you all if it doesn't happen.
It will.
Okay.
Believe me, the movie is coming along just fine. In fact, I anticipate a beginning shooting in principal photography, that is, in September, October.
Photography is a guy he knows.
Right. Principal photography, September, October, okay?
Okay.
All right.
September, October, are you serious?
That's right. Now that I got a masseuse.
Everything's in place.
You're damn right. You get rid of my tension, there's an extra 100 in it for you. All right, very good, Ann.
Thank you.
We'll
so
be in
much.
touch. I'll have Fafafoli call you or something, and we'll tell you all about it.
Howard, I am just so excited I could just die.
Hey, do you actually hear our radio show where you live in Connecticut?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do? Good. Okay.
Yeah, barely. I have to drive south, sort of.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know how much penetration we had into Connecticut.
Yeah.
Up to Bridgeport.
We'll talk about the penetration in my trailer on the movie set.
Not that.
All right, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what goes on behind closed doors is our business. All right?
Absolutely.
All right, and you don't have to clean up my tension. Gary's in charge of that.
Wow, Gary, I'm really sorry.
All right? If my tension has to be cleaned up, and let's hope it is cleaned up. Let's hope there's something in need of cleaning. All right, very good, Ann. You practice, okay? Make sure you look tight in that thong.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Bye.
That's beautiful Ann, who has just won a
spot in your movie.
Yes.
In your trailer.
Because she bought my paperback Private Parts.
That's right.
Which I hope you enjoyed.
Very much, cover to cover.
Thank you very much, Ann. And did you see me on the cover in all my splendid nudity?
Yeah, I thought you looked great.
Exactly. You're going to
get to
you're going to get to explore every area of that. So you practice. You know what you do? Take your book cover and practice on it. Very good. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Top masseuse. All right, I got to take a break. Well, gee, imagine she won out of all the entries.
I can't imagine why.
She had the most creative entry. Gary, don't lose that. Jennifer O'Neill is almost within my grasp.
Oh, boy.
With a B cup. She said she looks at the body, finds the most tense place, and rubs it.
Well, you must be a magnet.
I know where that is. You know, I've never had my butt rubbed.
I have.
Where'd you get that?
Unfortunately, it was by another guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I would never let another guy rub my butt.
When you go to New York, I used to go to New York Health and Racket Club and get a massage every Tuesday.
And the guy would start rubbing your ass?
Well, around there. I mean, he wouldn't palm my butt, but he was in the area.
But, I mean, he took the cheeks and gave them a workout?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what? It's funny because I've always wanted to ask Gary. He would have these guys massage him.
Yeah.
Now, when they do your legs, they go pretty far up.
No, they don't go near that. They don't.
But the guy was on your ass.
They were good.
Homo.
They were good 12 to 14 inches away.
I would never let a guy rub me down.
The inside of your thigh.
I would never let a guy rub my ass. I'm telling you, man. It's just not right.
It wasn't that bad.
Really?
Have we got a pointer?
Did you get aroused?
No.
That could happen. If a guy
Why would I get aroused?
He's rubbing your butt.
And
you can close your eyes and pretend it's a girl.
don't you realize that the inner thigh is an erogenous zone?
Maybe on you it is, but not when there's a guy's hands on my inner thigh.
Yeah, sure. Homo.
Jackie, do you get massages by men?
I did one time.
And what happened?
I was pretty grossed out.
Was it really gross?
You know, it was really funny. Me and Nancy were on vacation somewhere. We signed up for massages, and we went down there, and there was 2 massages. One guy was real good looking, and the other guy was disgusting looking.
Right.
And the good looking guy said, "All right, I'll massage your wife." And I was like, "How come I get the ugly guy in there?" Wait a minute.
Yeah, right.
I'm so confused.
See, when I went to
it's pretty weird.
When I went to
what's the story on that? I mean, your wife's got a pretty hot body. Who wants some young good-looking guy rubbing her down?
Trust me, I wasn't worried about this guy.
What, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he was that good-looking.
But when the ugly guy got up around your thighs, Jackie, what happened?
Jack, if a dog licked his leg, he'd have an erection.
You know what? You don't relax.
No.
I actually had one in Las Vegas, too, from a guy.
Yeah,
He was real good, but you just don't relax like with a woman.
And it's
you
like,
feel like...
Aren't you thinking in the back of your mind, like...
Well, you just don't want to go, that's... You know, I always talk when I'm getting massaged.
No, I will only get massaged by a woman.
It took me a long time. See, they only let guys massage guys and women massage women at this place.
Here's the bottom line.
But
I don't want anybody touching me to just rub me down.
But
I want to get... You know what I want,
But
rubbed.
that's never happened. It's not going to happen.
But I want that.
I mean, I can tell you where to go to make it happen, but you won't
the
go.
Chinese massage parlor.
Yeah.
I know where the Chinese are. I know right in Queens where to go. You go right in there. They don't massage anything but where you want to be massaged. They don't even waste time.
That's efficient.
And they clean you up.
I go there, but the cops will arrest me. My luck.
That'll be the day that they're holding a sting operation.
Did you see all those cops on TV that went to go bust that place in the city?
Great.
And they were all having sex.
One place a guy can go, get some China woman to rub him down real quick to just relax him. And the cops are busy with that.
Probably illegal.
Oh, please.
It took 15 months to bust him.
Yeah.
Right.
He had to make sure.
To get there.
I'm looking forward to that rub down. She even looks half as good as Jennifer O'Neill. I'm there. That's medicinal. That's not even sex. That's just medicinal. That's called therapeutic massage. All the big stars get it.
They do?
Sure.
You've never had a full body massage?
Never.
Really?
Nobody's touched me there in 20 years except for you-know-who, my wife, Allison. And she's barely done it.
Well, I just meant everywhere else but that.
No. I want things by my buttocks, traveling around my buttocks.
And then the payoff.
Right. I want all areas
I just
and the
wonder
payoff.
what you would feel like if you got a real body massage.
I would feel good.
So go get one.
See, I think it's weird because Stuttering John gets one from our assistant Kathy, and I wonder if he thinks about her sexually while she's rubbing him.
Of course,
He had Kathy rub his whole body?
Oh yeah, he gets naked and everything.
He gets completely nude.
I think he gets naked, puts on a towel, and she rubs his body.
Does she wear gloves?
Gloves?
Ooh, yeah.
No, you don't do that.
Gloves?
She's a licensed masseuse.
Who, Kathy?
Yeah, she went to that school.
Oh, what school?
The Swedish Institute or something
Swedish
like that.
Institute.
I swear she went to some school and got her masseuse degree.
Well, I'll get in a towel today. Let her rub you down.
She went to the McDonald's Institute of Massage.
I didn't know she could do that. So how we got a typing for then?
Those fingers are meant for something else.
Does she relieve his tension?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, no, wait a second. When they're done, I don't know. I don't know what
John, what kind of massage?
Yeah,
She doesn't relieve my tension.
She doesn't?
Where does this happen?
Nah, but
You know,
Where
this
does
is
this go on?
apartment.
In your apartment?
yeah, she brings over a table and she just, you get naked and she just rubs it down.
And what do you pay her?
Oh, like $50.
Really?
Yeah, for an hour.
Is she good? Does she rub your ass?
Yeah, she rubs my ass. You know.
And you're in a little towel?
Yeah, I'm in a towel. You know, she probably sees everything. I don't care, you know. Last night I got a massage by somebody else because Kathy's tired.
Yeah.
And like I was getting aroused when I was on my back, but I didn't know what to do.
Was it a girl?
Yeah.
Where'd you get her? Oh, I heard that you. Listen to this. John wanted a massage.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this?
I heard this.
Right. John wanted a massage, so he gets the yellow pages, I guess.
No, it was on his posting board in the lobby.
Yeah, in the lobby, it said, "Hey, you want a massage? Call this number."
Right.
So John looks kind of seedy, so he calls the number, and this woman shows up.
Some Dutch woman.
Yeah. Was she hot?
Yeah, she was cute. Blonde hair, long blonde hair.
Yeah,
you know?
so some Dutch woman shows up in his apartment, and he's got his buddy over there. Who was that, Mike?
No,
Rich.
Yeah, Rich.
Oh, Rich was over there.
His personal assistant.
Yeah, Rich was over there, and who looks real shady. That's the guy who picks carrots out of my garbage so he can eat.
He eats from the garbage.
I had a plate of cooked carrots, and I'm not into that, so I just threw them in the garbage, and I caught him in there eating out of the garbage pail. So he's over John's place hanging out. And this girl walks in, and she's like, "Holy cow, the hell is this?" I mean, I don't even think she took off her wooden shoes. So she kind of like flipped out and demanded to use the phone.
Yeah, no. First she goes, "Oh, no, two guys cannot be here." I go, "All right, don't worry, he'll leave." So she goes, "Well, I want to see a driver's license and a business card." So I said, "I don't have a driver's license, but I have a passport." So I showed her my passport. She goes, "This is not you," because I have long hair in my passport.
Right.
It's me, I'm telling you. So I started showing all the pictures on my walls that it was me with long hair. Then I gave her my passport because I didn't have a business card. She goes, "Well, I got to call up." So she called up a boss, and the boss got a phone. She goes, "You do not have a business card." I go, "No." So then she puts the girl back on and told her to leave.
You're kidding?
No, she left.
Girl ran out of.
Did she really?
Yeah, she wouldn't even do it.
Oh man. Well, if I was a woman walking in apartment, so you and Rich, and then you start showing her passport photos, you don't have a license.
Yeah,
Why don't you have a license?
I don't drive anymore.
Yeah, what happened to your old one?
Got stolen with my car.
Oh, you left your license in the car?
I left my wallet in my car.
What are you going to do if you have to drive somewhere? Once you just go over there and get it, because otherwise they'll make you take the written and the
I know, I heard.
So just go over and tell them it got stolen.
And not only that, don't you need it for other ID, like your masseuse?
Whoever knew you needed an ID for a masseuse. So how'd you get this other masseuse?
So this other one we got through a friend of mine, because
Fake ID?
No, this is through a friend. And she does some of the jets and stuff.
Yeah.
And
she hot?
Yeah, she's cute. So she comes over and like.
What'd she wear?
She was like, she wasn't wearing anything sexy. She was in t-shirt and sweatpants, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She was blonde,
Big chest?
No, maybe.
She wear a t-shirt?
Yeah, it was like maybe B2C kind of.
Really?
It doesn't matter because she started on my back. I was having a good time.
What do you walk into the room in a towel?
Yeah, I said,
your meat's hanging out of the towel?
Well, I actually asked, I said, should I take my underwear off? She goes, yeah, you should, but, if you don't want to, I don't care. So I go, I don't want to seem like I'm, uptight. So
he jumps out of the underwear.
Are you kidding me? I'd be thrilled. Okay, I'll take my underwear off.
So I take my underwear off, and then she do my back, and I'm really, having a good time. Then she tells me to turn over. So she starts doing your front. She puts the towel, what your thing is.
Like loosely based over your thing.
And, and I think my thing was kind of sticking out a little bit.
Right.
So she's rubbing right near it, and I'm starting to,
get excited.
Yeah, you can't help it. So I'm trying to think of, garbage, anything. I start talking about NYU and trying to think of things that turn me off.
Yeah, things that turn you off, NYU.
I always think of, it's like homosexual sex. It's something that'll just turn me off.
Right, right. And meanwhile, you can't help it.
I couldn't help it.
What was you rubbing, your thigh? Right by the area.
Yeah, right by, the inner groin.
That's her number.
And I'm like, God, it never happened to me with Kathy, but this
Did
time.
she rub you there, too?
Yeah, but I just, Kathy is like a friend, so you don't even think with this girl. I'm like, oh no.
Like you're interested.
So now I'm thinking she's gonna go, ooh, and leave,
Right. So what did she do?
I just, I managed.
Did you say anything? Did you say, look, I obviously have a problem?
No, I just kept talking, and she didn't make mention of it, but she clumped the towel up around it so much that I think that
that it squelched any.
It was mountainous.
She kept pushing the towel over it.
Yeah, she pushed the towel over.
And it was obviously you were excited.
It was obvious.
Well, no, I was semi.
Right.
But every time that she pushes the towel in, it's like...
It feels good.
Yeah, it feels good.
Hey, guys, anything pushing up against anything feels good.
Don't you think that...
You guys are wrecked.
Like dogs.
Don't you think that that's like an occupational hazard? She must see that all the time. Don't you think?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
He's rubbing football players.
So,
did
you say to her, look, I got a lot of tension in that area?
No, I just kept talking and talking.
And then she rub your butt?
Yeah, she rubs your butt.
Like how vigorous?
Pretty vigorously. Like she does Swedish massage. She just sits and kneads at everything.
Kneads your butt?
Like a bread.
Great, I'm telling you, love
no
it.
kidding.
But
do you get aroused when she's kneading your butt?
I wasn't aroused when I was on my front. It was until you turn over, because now you're in the total position for her to do anything.
You're right. And she didn't go for it, huh?
No, but I was hoping
she offered an extra 50.
But see, it's hard because in your mind you want to fantasize, I hope she goes for it, but then you're like saying, I don't want to get aroused. So you have this thing.
But you're single. I would just get aroused. I would just go like, hey, look.
And have them run out of the apartment if that was what they were going to do?
Just say, look, there's nothing I can do about it. You're turning me on. I mean, I'd be aroused from the phone call telling her to come over to my apartment.
I'm just hysterical because John is sitting there chattering like a baby, trying not to think about it.
How relaxing is this?
Yeah, you're not really getting
He has
the
to be
benefit.
stuttering like a madman.
Yeah, right.
He's trying to talk to her.
NYU. Garbage.
I was thinking about things to talk about that would turn me off, and I couldn't think of anything because all you want to do is get turned on. And sometimes
she's real cute, huh?
Yeah, she's cute.
What'd she look like? Like anybody famous?
Like like a little blonde. I don't know, but it was cute.
A little blonde.
So you never think
she looks 10 times better because she's rubbing your ass.
Yeah, right.
But you never think of taking care of that before the masseuse comes up.
That's what I say to myself. Man, I'm going, why didn't I take care of myself before this?
You want to know something wouldn't affect me? I'd still just be
Well, I don't know how he has a guy do it because I would be totally.
Yeah, man, that's not for me.
You only need 5 minutes recovery time when it's a stranger.
Yeah. Man, you get a girl in there, a small blonde who's like a 5. She starts rubbing your butt. She becomes a 9.
Yep. You never had a full body like this?
No, I don't have any fun.
You should. It's pretty good.
You could do that.
My wife has a masseuse that comes to the house once a week. She's got the life, my wife. She loves it. Girl.
So why did
But I don't know, my wife doesn't seem too forthcoming with letting me get a little rub down.
You never asked.
Yeah.
You would be tortured. You would be tortured if a woman did you. If a guy did you, you'd hate it.
Right.
And if a woman did you, you'd be tortured because you'd be just like Joe. You'd be
I might go over to John's place. Let me tell you, if I was single,
you'd get aroused.
I'd find a few masseuses that knew exactly what they had to do. Let me tell you something.
I tried that once though. I once went to the Village Voice.
Yeah.
And was calling just for that purpose and calling everywhere. But
why don't you go to the Chinese and the Queens?
I know.
Queens, you can't even get a regular
You
massage.
were calling looking to pay for it?
Well, no, you don't pay for a massage.
A therapeutic massage.
Yeah, a therapeutic massage.
Don't put the guy down.
But
so you called the place in the
I
Voice?
would have slapped the hand if she was,
You called the place in the Voice and what happened?
Just couldn't get them over because it was like, you have to pay a lot of money, you have to pay for the cab, and then they were afraid to come over. It was like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, these girls aren't going to come
They're
to the
hookers.
house just to rub you.
Those are hookers. They're not even going to give you a massage. But you go to the Chinese in Queens. That's all they have.
They're not masseuses either.
I know a guy who went there looking for a legitimate massage, couldn't find one.
He was taking
I got the
advantage of
address. I know where to send you.
How do you know?
There's one closer in the city.
Because Ronnie knows all those places.
He just collects addresses.
Yeah. We drive every day. I get to Ronnie. I get in the car. I go, let's go to Queens, man, and get one of those Chinese massages. And he just laughs, and then we never go.
You should ask Kathy because she does your face like every.
I ain't looking for my face.
No, you had it really good.
That's good. Yeah, I'm looking for that. My head and my feet.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Foreplay.
Yeah, that's just what I need.
I wish you'd relax and try it.
Oh, I'm gonna. You give me that blonde's name.
I will.
I need to have that. Well, you know what? For my birthday, what's that guy's name who runs NBC?
Oh, yeah. What's it?
Warren Littlefield.
Warren Littlefield.
He sent me a masseuse. Like he sent me a card that said, all I got to do is just set up the time, and this masseuse is going to come over and rub you down.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a legitimate masseuse.
It is.
And I don't even know if some guy's going to show up. And they call my house like every other day saying, is Howard going to... Don't they call you every minute,
They call
too?
me a lot. Because I've been sort of blowing them off and saying, we'll get back to you and we'll let you know. And then they call back and they go, well, it's been a couple of weeks. Does Howard know yet? And then they've even offered to send them up here after the show.
Right.
But it's a legitimate place.
Yeah,
and it could
that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid a guy's going to show up.
You can tell him you want a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know who's going to show up? Brunhilde. My luck.
Don't matter.
I'll tell you who I like to rub me down again is that one Robin sent over to me to do my feet in that hotel room.
She only does feet.
Yeah, that's the problem. Well, I was waiting for more. I was totally turned on. She was just touching my foot.
She charges more for feet than John pays for his whole
but
body.
she considers herself some kind of expert because she wrote a book.
Yeah, she's the expert.
Yeah.
She's top in her field. She runs a school.
You want to know? Forget that. You know why she gets the 50? Because
50?
100, whatever it is.
She gets 2.
You know why? Because she's a hot piece of ass. And you think
That's
something's
why
gonna
I
happen.
pay it.
You're insane. I don't know what you're doing.
How much
This little girl cost a fortune too?
What'd she cost?
$100 an hour.
Really?
Yeah, I stayed in for 2.
Then she should have done a little more.
How much would you pay Whoopi Goldberg to rub your feet?
Yeah, exactly. 10 cents. She'd have to pay me. Yeah. For $100 an hour, you should be getting a lot more than that. She should be rubbing you down with her lips.
You guys, you think you're such prizes. You guys, you should be charging lots of money for people even rubbing your legs.
I know the marketplace. I got to take a break. $100 an hour, boy.
Yeah, I mean, Kathy's much cheaper, but Kathy's getting tired.
You put a Dixie cup next to me. Make sure it's loaded to the brim for $100 an hour.
What a sicko.
Yeah, maybe, but I know what I get for $100. A lot of people out there could use $100 for an hour. All right, I got to take a break, and then I'm going to come back here and.
We're going to talk to King of All Rednecks. He made another disaster phony phone call.
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll do that right after these words.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
No, it's about time. Later in the show, remind me to talk about that fat cow, Liz Smith. Thank you. And what do we have now?
King of All Rednecks from out west. He likes to make phony phone calls when there's a disaster going on.
Okay, what was the disaster?
Eyewitness News. There was some sort of an oil fire.
Where was this?
Out in California.
Okay. King?
Greetings and salutations from Los Sterngeles, Mr. Stern. How are you?
Oh, thanks. Nice, Los Sterngeles.
Never thought of that.
Well, now we'll use it. King of All Rednecks, you say that you called during a oil disaster?
Yes, sir. Oil refinery fire.
And you mentioned the name Howard Stern?
Yeah, got one off. I had warned Channel 7, ABC, last time I was on the Stern Show that they were next after CBS and NBC, but they didn't heed the warning.
You know, what is that?
And, of course, he got the principal as the anchorman.
Right, the one who's going to yell at you.
Oh, yeah. You know, don't you know this is a disaster?
He got a speech, huh?
Don't you care?
Yeah. You know, it's always funny that King of All Rednecks always calls during the big disasters.
Yes.
And there's always the anchorman who sternly gives the lecture afterwards and says, you know, there's a time for fun. But this is a serious disaster. And I can't believe that anyone can't tell the difference of when you should call in and when you shouldn't. Now, I've yet to see an anchorman who said there was a time that you should call in.
Yeah, even when you call in and nothing's going on, they get angry.
But it sounds like to me that this gentleman is trying to prove a point that news people must check their sources better.
That's what he seems to be doing.
That's what King of All Rednecks' purpose seems to be. Although I don't agree with what he does. He seems to have some higher motivation in life.
It's not just frivolous.
I was talking to the King the other day. He said to me, I'm so anxious for nuclear war to happen because I will call in every channel during it. Anyway, King.
Unlimited opportunity.
King, go ahead. Let me hear what you got here.
Okay, I do have to apologize for the tape. It scratches a little bit in the middle where their remote was fading out a little bit. But
Understood, King.
You can get through it. Here we go.
All right.
Queued up. And here it goes.
Newscopter 7 right now as we move closer to a refinery fire in Wilmington. Captain Ron has been reporting to us that apparently some oil, as you can see right here from our live shot, is burning at that facility. Jack Mallow from the South Coast Air Management District is on the telephone with us. Jack, what can you tell us about what's happening right now with the fire and the residents in the surrounding area?
Well, at this point, there is no danger to the directly surrounding residents. What we have burning right now is a combination of oil and methane gas. These two chemicals, when they're mixed, they give off a rotten egg type smell, or almost as bad as a Howard Stern fart. Baba booey, baba.
Okay, so we finally got had by a Howard Stern knucklehead who called in and wasted our time here on Eyewitness News. And we will continue to go back to that scene. We're bringing our copter around right now. The interesting thing about these people who talk about Howard Stern have no concern about the well-being of the people in this community, particularly those who are living in the area. We do know that there are emergency plans for the neighborhood.
You're probably responsible for a lot of deaths. No concern. You have no concern for anybody but yourself, King of All Rednecks.
Absolutely. Right. I'm terribly sorry.
So you're saying that the burning oil and methane smells a lot like one of my farts?
Exactly.
Wow.
I haven't had the pleasure of smelling one yet, but hopefully someday I will.
Wouldn't it have been great if you were actually the guy he was supposed to be talking to and he was just trying to explain the noxious smell?
And then he threw the guy off the air when he had important information to give.
Well, I'm suing you. Very good.
It's getting easier because this guy, I called up, and of course, you know, all the stations were covering this, so they all want to get the scoop. And they said, "Are you on scene? Where are you at?" And I said, "No, I'm at our headquarters, but we have a remote man that's out at the scene." And they said, "Well, can we get his phone number?" I said, "I could give it to you, but he's probably away from his car right now, but I could relay the facts to you." And they said, "Great. Could you go on the air with us?" Oh, absolutely.
So they asked you.
I've got them begging me to go on the air now.
I believe I can give you an accurate description of the noxious smell of the oil and methane combination.
Yeah, it was great because when they cut back from the fire to his face, right as he yelled knucklehead, he's like slamming his head around, and then he started stammering, and he's like...
All right, man, I got to go.
All right, great.
There he is.
Thanks a lot, Howard. Take
Thank
care.
you. King of all rednecks.
Great. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
We'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle.
8:11 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter. Eagle weather cloudy.
9-7.
It's 8:18 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard Stern all morning. Pure rock all day. SCC. Van Halen. Pearl Jam. Howard, Harley, and Pure Rock. 97.1 The Eagle. We're back with the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Yeah, we're rocking. That's me on guitar. And drums at the same time. Trying to find my shades. I've been noticing on the television show that when I have the shades on, I look definitely more handsome.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's no two way. Anybody else notice that?
I think you look cool with them on.
Yeah, a lot better than with those regular wimpy glasses, right?
Yes.
Yeah. My face looks odd.
I'm always afraid to admit that to you, but yes.
Yeah.
Well, I must be in love. I don't notice a difference.
You're a good girl.
I read your book. You are in love.
You think when you read her book, you felt that she was in love with me?
She thinks you are the greatest human that ever walked the earth. And I'm not saying that's wrong.
Did you read the part where I, of course, fought discrimination? That's my favorite part of your book.
No, actually, you know,
because I couldn't write that about myself. I had to wait for Robin to write a book.
You know what my favorite part of the book was when it comes to you?
What?
How you and your family lent Robin money to get her first apartment when her own, because she didn't want to go to her own.
I swear I don't remember that, but I'm taking full credit.
Oh, God. You have no
Did you pay me back?
Yes, I did.
I don't think you did.
Right away.
I think you owe me some money.
You don't remember loaning it to me, but you want it back.
I remember that you owe it to me.
Of course you take it back.
I don't recall her paying
Aren't
me
I
back.
good? I put the payback in there.
But weren't you mental at the time? You might not. You might have thought you paid me back.
Yep.
I was just lending her money to keep her from yelling. According to that book.
According to that book, there wasn't enough money in the world.
I know.
You couldn't pay me enough.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm the hero, you know, of the book.
You are.
Me and Muhammad Ali.
Well, no, because Muhammad Ali, she only talks about for the first third of the book. You're the rest of the book.
Yeah.
You got more.
She's in love with me.
He's Muhammad is the first hero. Howard is the second and current.
And I'm better than Muhammad because
you're still fighting.
Real.
Right.
You're here.
And believe me, I'm here by your side. Where the hell's
right.
Muhammad?
Muhammad never stood here.
He's off in Wonderland.
He never put up with me.
That's right. Yeah, what did he do for you? Quite frankly, I resent him even being mentioned. She mentions him for dramatic effect.
No, that's not
He's a big
true.
Star.
He had a big impact on my life.
Sure.
Their lives parallel.
He beat up some people.
Their lives were parallel.
No, they weren't. She thinks they were, but they weren't.
So that's all that matters.
That's
I
right.
think it.
Yeah, there's one story Robin tells in her book about how I fight discrimination, of course, which proves that I'm like a great guy. And then another time where money is lent, even though money was tight.
Not to mention, I'm up to the part now where just about how all the love in your family.
How about the time when
how bummed Robin out because she didn't have that love in her family, but you had it.
I'm willing to give her the love from my family.
No, you can have it.
And I'll just live in your apartment.
I don't want it.
How about you move into my house? You can receive all my love.
I would never.
Yeah.
I would never trade lives with you.
There you go. I'd like to sit in your apartment and get seaweed wraps. Hey, anyway, I don't want to keep this woman waiting. She's a very important woman.
Who is this woman?
This woman is a school teacher. What grade does she teach?
6th grade.
Okay. For those of you who were with us yesterday, you'll be interested in
Teachers
this.
are very important. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, especially to our general manager, Tom Chisano, who obviously skipped the 6th grade and didn't pay attention. Look, our general manager wrote a memo that I read here on the air yesterday, and he doesn't often write memos, but I read it on the air, and I was shocked by what I thought was one of the worst written memos I have ever seen in the history of memo writing.
And you've been memoed to death.
I've been memoed by the best of them.
But let me just say, you couldn't even read the entire memo.
Right.
In the first 4 sentences, you found so many mistakes, there was no need to go on.
Right. And I'm going to allow what I have up here in the studio is, but maybe we can bring the teacher in now, Harry. This is Mrs. Schwartz. I don't know who this is, actually. But we're going to find out in a second. But she teaches 6th grade. And I said, would you come in and grade this memo? Because in my mind, when someone gave it to me, I thought it was a joke memo that people were saying, hey, look, Tom wrote a memo.
Well, when you said you had a memo there that Tom had written and it was bad, I thought it's just going to be, a silly subject. I had no idea that you were going to talk about the way it was written.
Now, I don't feel comfortable calling the teacher Maria. I think it should be Mrs. whatever your name is.
I'm Mrs. Caivano.
Hi, Mrs. Caivano.
Good morning, Howard. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mrs. Caivano.
Boy, I would have loved you as a teacher. Wow. Hubba. The students must all have crushes.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Baby, 6 weeks ago.
Really?
What do you think of that?
Look at her, Bob.
Thank you.
I'd like to see you like in a year when you really pull yourself together.
I go to karate, so I'm working out.
Is that right? That works. Man, you got a lovely face and body. Boy, I would have loved to teach you. Like every teacher I have is a battle axe. I'll tell you that. Oh, this is the new breed of teacher, Mrs. Caivano.
Thank you.
Well, I'll maintain some decorum because obviously students are looking up to you.
Yes,
and
right.
you have to respect the teacher.
We respect you, Mrs. Caivano.
Thank you, Howard.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Jackie, seriously, do you ever have a teacher that looked like that?
Absolutely not.
All right.
Mrs. Fox, Mrs. Flood, average age 63.
Yeah, Mrs. Lazar, 73 years old, way past retirement.
I never told you about my teacher who used to come in with hickeys on her neck.
Really? Well, you had a hot teacher.
It's crazy.
I had a teacher, Mrs. Carr, in 5th grade. She had like psoriasis all over her arm because she was scratching her arm or something. I don't know.
Mrs. Lazar with a mustache thicker than Gary.
Really?
Wait, I got you an old beat. I had 70-year-old women, and they were all Miss.
Really?
Never been married.
Never married. No guy had ever
Ms.
touched me.
Gambino.
I had one teacher that had to wear a wig. She was bald.
Oh.
And she wasn't like, she didn't have chemo or anything. She didn't have any hair.
Wow.
And the wig was always sliding off her face. And
we had one art teacher who was maybe 25 with huge cans. It was like, you look forward to art.
Don't say that for Mrs. Caivano.
Oh, I'm
you
sorry,
putz.
Mrs. Caivano.
You are the world's biggest putz.
Sorry.
Yeah, I apologize, Mrs. Caivano.
Sorry, Mrs. Caivano.
Now, Mrs. Caivano, you don't sit on the edge of your desk with your legs crossed, do you?
I bet you she doesn't realize it.
All the kids drop their pencils.
We had one student teacher who was good looking and would, what are you wearing, a dress?
No, his pants.
Oh, your pants on. Well, But anyway, but you wear dresses sometimes, right?
Yeah, I usually wear dresses.
We had a hot teacher like you, and it was like, she wasn't like my teacher. She was a student. She'd come in once a week. She would sit, Mrs. Weinstock, she would sit on the desk and cross her legs. She didn't realize. She was reading stories and stuff. I'd be like passing out trying to look up her dress. I couldn't even pay attention.
You didn't even know what the story was.
You don't teach therapeutic massage, do you?
No.
Oh, because that would be some class.
Sorry.
Oh, I'd love to have you as a teacher.
Maybe we'd better let Mrs. Caivano do what she's here for.
Yeah, right. Okay. A bunch of horny guys.
Massage.
Yeah, right. Mrs. Caivano, can we have a massage, please? So, Mrs. Caivano, you are a 6th grade teacher, obviously qualified. You teach English, math, all of the different...
right.
Okay.
I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade English.
Have you had a chance... Now, hanging behind... Where's Tom? Why doesn't he come in for his 6th grade?
I really think he should be here because I want him to learn.
Do we have a dunce cap? Oh. When you have a particularly moronic student.
Well, wait a minute. Mrs. Caivano, how old are you when you're in the 6th grade?
You're 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
My daughter's in the 6th grade.
Okay, so Tom... We'll have to see what level Tom is on. I want you to give him...
I know what level he's on.
Well,
All right.
well don't give it away yet, Mrs. Caivano. All right. Mrs. Caivano, meet your student.
No.
What? Where is he?
He's. You know what? I think he finally pushed the right button on Tom. He's pretty upset.
Is he?
He said he spoke to you about this yesterday.
No, he didn't.
That was after he told me F you. But he said he spoke to you.
He did come in and say he didn't want this.
He said, he said he told you yesterday that he didn't want this.
Yeah, but he seemed to be joking.
Well, he wasn't.
Oh, Tom, don't come in and don't be a baby. Mrs. Caivano's here to help you.
And
when did this conversation happen?
He walked in after I made fun of his memo. And
really? In here?
Yeah, into my studio.
Yeah.
Where I forbid him from coming. Oh, there, Mrs. Caivano, this is Tom Chiasano.
Student.
Tom, you want to put a dunce cap on?
I'll be coming.
I will say that,
if you only held everybody's room the same standard, I'll go any joke. So go ahead, proceed.
Oh,
Everyone's held to the same standard.
We're all going to be held to the same standard from now on.
I have
all
not
right.
seen that.
Okay.
I have definitely not seen that.
Mrs. Caivano, don't try to do any shtick. I mean, you're a teacher. I would like you to evaluate Tom's memo. Now, should I read it sentence by sentence? Or are you going to read it sentence by sentence?
I'll read it.
Okay,
I'll
Mrs.
read it.
Caivano. All right, Tom, here we go. This is
And
my
are you
general
gonna
manager.
Point out where, punctuation should be and so forth.
Yes.
Okay.
Tom is the worst. Tom, I got to tell you something. I used to make fun that you were like stupid. I'm telling you, this proves it.
No, he must be dyslexic, Howard.
Are you dyslexic? You want to say anything in your own defense before Mrs. Caivano starts?
I go back to my original statement of yesterday.
All right, let's see what happens.
See, I don't think he's stupid. I think you got a problem.
I think I have a real good command of the language.
Maybe.
Punctuation.
Let's ask Mrs. Caivano. Now, Mrs. Caivano, if you would please critique.
Okay. Well, the heading is okay.
Oh, thank
for the
you
memo.
so much.
That's good. Okay.
There's one for Tom.
And as Howard was reading this yesterday, I'm feeding my baby in the kitchen, and I listened and I turned up the volume because I thought that you had left something out when you were reading it, or I thought that I didn't hear you correctly. And then you read it again, and I said, he didn't leave something out. This is just not well written.
Okay, start with the first sentence.
Admit it. I admit that.
Last week, the U.S. Senate had the opportunity to help you by helping the radio industry continue to grow. I would call this an...
They dropped the ball.
They dropped the ball.
That's all one sentence.
Right.
So last week, the U.S. Senate had the opportunity to help you by helping the radio industry continue to grow. They dropped the ball. First of all, last week, the U.S. Senate had the opportunity to help you by helping the radio industry to grow. I would call this awkward. I would tell them it's just awkward.
Yeah, there's no other word for it.
Right.
They
dropped the ball. Okay, Tom, you could end the sentence here. I'm going to put a period.
I know.
So it's last week.
So he should have had a period and a capital T.
No argument.
Let me ask you something about all the commas in that sentence.
We have a problem.
We've established that.
Yeah.
Okay, we've already established that.
Calm down. This is
no,
the
I'm not
teacher's
going to
here.
calm
Mrs.
down.
Caivano's
You're not
running
my
the
teacher.
class.
Because Mrs. Caivano, look at this sentence. Let me just see this for a second. Because last week, the U.S. Senate had the opportunity to help you, comma, by helping the radio industry continue to grow, comma, they dropped the ball, period.
Okay.
Haven't we established that?
So shouldn't those commas be circled because somehow I don't know what they're doing?
Yeah, why are there commas?
This comma's okay.
Yeah.
Separates two clauses. This one shouldn't be there. First of all, I would put for my kids, who is they?
Yeah, who dropped the ball?
Who is they?
Who is they?
Yeah, who is they? They dropped the ball.
The
Who?
radio industry or the U.S. Senate? So if you want to end your sentence and say the U.S. Who did this? Oh, the U.S. Senate
Look at
dropped
Tom's
the ball, or the U.S. Senate failed to help you.
I'm sorry.
Tom's already glazing over, not even paying attention.
How would your face feel?
I'd be pretty embarrassed by this. All right, go ahead. Now, let me read the next sentence.
Okay.
Fortunately, it is not too late, comma. This is a democracy, and we've got a voice, period.
All right, you should have a comma after this. Fortunately, comma, it is not too late. You should have a period here. Capital T. This is a democracy, and we've got a voice. That's not...
I didn't want to copy
Let me ask
Hemingway's
one
style.
thing, though.
Yeah.
Tom starts a new paragraph there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay? I mean, his first paragraph, he made one sentence.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're going to leave it because we'll...
You know what, Robin? There are so many bigger offenses that you can't even critique that.
I just want to prepare you. You know where the button is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
All right, now the next sentence is my favorite. Let me read this one, Mrs. Caivano. Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't say. Good morning, Mrs. Caivano.
Good morning, Tom.
Tom, you're going to be demoted.
You're going to be a delinquent.
I can't wait to the end of this bit when she tells me what grade level you're on. In WXRK's case, it's, comma.
The voice is 62 people.
No.
No, don't.
I'm reading what's on the paper. In WXRK's case, comma, it's 62 people strong, and I urge each and every one of you to exercise yours, comma, by writing to your senators.
Okay.
Take it away, Mrs. Caivano.
All right. In WXRK's case, comma. Okay,
Yeah.
you're starting this off comma.
Okay.
It's no comma here. I crossed this out. No
Gotcha.
comma. 62 should be spelled out because it's less than 100. Anything less than 100 should be written.
Of course. Oh, no. You don't. You write out the word 62.
Right. Anything over 100, you can write the number. Anything less, you have to.
All right, that's a minor point. Go ahead.
Okay. It's 62 people strong, comma, because you're.
You should have a comma there.
Right. You're combining a simple sentence, and you're making this into a comma.
Would it be fair to say that he puts commas where there shouldn't be commas, and then leaves out the commas when they're supposed to be? You're comma crazy.
He is reckless with his
Why don't you have somebody proofread? You know the whole damn station's going to read this.
Okay, so you're going to join these two sentences. You need a comma.
And where's your secretary in all of this? Denise.
Third grade grad?
Yeah. Comatose. Go ahead.
Comma, you're joining the two sentences. And I urge each and every one of you to exercise yours. Exercise what?
Exactly.
This is unclear. And you don't need a comma here, by writing to your senators.
It should be exercise your voice.
Right. Okay, so... good, new paragraph here. That was good. Radio is based.
Can I count? Now we've done three sentences. We've done three sentences. I'll tell you how many errors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's about 13 so far.
And how many?
And there's only 30.
There's only 30 words.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So how many sentences is that?
3.
3 sentences. How many?
13 mistakes.
Whoa.
and then we're only 3 sentences into this thing.
Okay. You want to
look at that page?
You want to read the next one, Howard?
Okay. Radio is, Gary, move the mic a little bit. Radio is faced with unfair ownership rules, comma. There are 1,000 TV stations within the broadcast industry, 12 of which can be owned by any company, period.
Read that again. I
Mrs.
can't
Cavano,
understand.
just tell us what's wrong.
Again, it's very awkward. Radio is faced with unshared...
You think that's awkward. How do you think this feels?
How did TV get into that sentence?
I don't even know what Tom's writing about in that one. Radio is faced with unfair ownership rules.
You have a period.
That's a period. That's the end of the sentence.
Okay, your thought is complete. End of sentence.
Then it should be
wouldn't know.
There are 1,000 TV stations within the broadcast industry.
I've read a certain book. Don't.
All right, capital.
You know what, Mrs. Carbano?
Yeah.
Before I embarrass Tom anymore, let's. You are really pretty, Mrs. Carbano.
You can't keep your mind on English.
Yeah,
you might be my third grade teacher.
Yes, obviously you didn't pay attention in third grade, Tom.
I was looking at other things.
Mrs. Carbano, are there any other big mistakes in the whole next rest of this thing? I mean, like I see things like.
Sort of.
Okay, the TV stations, like Robin said, what is the TV station doing in with the radio?
Right.
Well, they're obviously for comparison because there are 1,000 TV stations. Any company can. Wait, she asked me why it's there, and I'm telling you why it's there.
Well, we're telling you that should have been one sentence, and then this should have been another sentence.
Right.
I read your book.
So
she was smart enough to have a proofreader.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He found a mistake.
There's a mistake on the cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, co-host has a hyphen between it. Between co and host.
Right.
It's 2 separate words.
Uh-oh. Boy, wait till your book comes out. Wait till your book comes out. We have your press conference on the air.
I didn't write that cover.
Mrs. Carbano's going to be there.
Didn't have anything to do with the cover.
Right. Just ruined Robin's day.
And if you're still proofreading, Robin is not one of the hosts of the Howard Stern E-interview show. That was a different show.
Oh, big deal. Someone made a mistake there in the back.
Go
ahead.
That's why I talked about standards.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm gonna. What I do with the kids, I have like a little conference with them. They handed this will be your
I
rough
should be
draft.
talking in a higher voice.
Well, this will be your rough draft, and I would be conferencing with you like I do the kids.
Mrs. Cavano, you got to like this part. If you need help, please see me, Denise, or Liz.
All right, this was a problem too. Are we skipping ahead here?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
I think one of the worst errors is right there.
Well,
there are 10,000 radio stations.
I want to go over this because there are 1,000 TV stations within the broadcast industry, 12 of which can be owned by any company.
Right.
There's different common errors and things here. There are 10,000 radio stations. Simple math says that Infinity should be able to own 120 of them. Why? Why? You have to give an explanation.
Yeah, why should Infinity be allowed to own them?
What's the simple math?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we don't know.
Simple math says.
Simple math is.
Yeah, but you have to explain the rule then that governs why the Infinity should be able to own them. You didn't explain it. Why? You're just...
I love this. Look at Tom's face. Tom, you know she's right.
Just grammatically, between radio stations and simple math, there's got to be some kind of punctuation.
Right.
Right. There are 10,000 ways.
and.
You could put a semicolon here.
Right.
Okay. Simple, man. But you
Tom's really uncomfortable.
But you have to explain.
I love this.
Absolutely.
I love when people are uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know you do.
I do.
You really have to explain. When you write something, you should always write it as if somebody is coming in like me that doesn't know anything about the radio industry.
And believe me, most people who work here don't, including Tom.
I was going to say Tom is writing it like he doesn't know.
Yeah, Tom doesn't know a thing about it either.
So you should always explain yourself. Always give a little background. So you have to explain why Infinity should be able to own 120 of them. What's
because
the rule?
because TV companies can own 12 of 1,000. If you the proportionality is
that's TV. This is radio.
You're a radio.
What's the, you know.
Don't try to defend it, Tom. It only gets worse. Uh-oh, he's getting mad at me. He just shot me a look. He's going to cry. Are you going to cry?
No.
You look like you're almost in tears.
No, believe me, I'm not.
All right, take it easy.
The only thing.
You're good at golf. Oh.
You could beat her at golf. That's it.
Yeah, let's see. Hey, Mrs. Caivano, let's see you play Tom in golf.
I lose.
I know. All right. Well, there you go.
The only thing, the major problem, and it's not a major problem in the fourth paragraph, is cable, telephone, computer, satellite. They don't have to be capitalized. And we are willing to compete. There should be a period here, capital W. So that wasn't too bad.
All right. Yeah, there's only 97 mistakes.
Okay. This is a problem, too, and I tell this to my kids. I've attached some discussion points Mel has given to me. Who is Mel?
Mel is his god.
Everybody knows.
Everyone in the company knows who Mel is.
Okay.
That's one thing he wouldn't have to explain.
Oh, look at Tom. Tom's like, everyone knows, okay? Everyone knows who Mel is.
You said it. No, you said it.
All right, okay. I'm giving you a break on that one.
Thank you.
Okay, there doesn't have to be...
Mel's the guy who forced Tom to make this memo in the first place.
You know what I would like to point out?
Yeah.
Tom has even, I've seen Mel's signature. When he does a memo, Tom has taken that style.
Yeah, I see. I know. Yeah, well, that's who he worships. Yeah, that's good. Wait till Mel actually reads this memo and realizes what you wrote.
He's been kind enough not to comment on
it. All right.
Okay, I've attached some discussion points Mel has given to me, as well as he doesn't need to comment here. A letter I'm sending. Okay. I really want, Howard, somebody to proofread the letter going to the House of
Representatives. Ms. Caivano, I think you're overstepping.
Well, no, Mrs. Caivano makes a good point. What she's saying is... Tom offers his help in helping any of us write a letter to our senators.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I think Tom should not be the one to help. I am saying, has anybody actually written to the senators yet?
I believe so, yeah.
Really? Have you given them help?
No.
All right, see? Well, there you go. Well, that's fine then.
Okay. This is okay. I checked the spelling for all the senators' names. That's
Thank
okay.
You so much.
Right.
If you need help, please see me, Denise, or Liz would be happy to type for you.
No.
Me, Denise, or Liz would be happy. Who's going to do the typing? You, Denise, or Liz? If you need help, please see me, period. Denise or Liz would be happy to type.
Yeah, you're the general manager. You can't be typing letters to the senator.
That wasn't what I meant.
Really? Right. All right. Well, you see, you got to say what you mean. Oh, man. All right, but let's not embarrass
Tom. No further torture.
Should there be a comma? Should there be a comma between to write your senators, comma? Simply address your letter
to write your senators, simply address your letter.
See how hard it is to catch these mistakes?
There's so many. All right, Mrs. Caivano, listen. Well, seriously, a letter like this, what would you grade someone on this?
Okay. If this were one of my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students, and I've been teaching them, I would give them a D, Howard.
A D? Oh.
Better than any grade I ever got in English. I've improved.
What level would he be on? A 3rd grade level?
When I talked to Gary yesterday, I said 4th or 5th grade.
Fourth or 5th grade level?
Low 4th or 5th grade.
Wow. I smell summer school. Tom, I have a hat for you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Says dunce. You got to put it on. Come on. All right, just like this. You just put it on. Can't be embarrassed.
This would make you pay more attention to your memos.
If you wore this dunce hat, then you would pay more attention when you... Seriously, when you write a memo next time...
I'm thinking about that dunce hat.
Let us proofread it. Don't be embarrassed to bring it to me and let me proofread it. I'm pretty good at this stuff.
Sure.
All right.
Especially if it's going to like a senator or House representative.
Yeah, and everyone in the company read this memo. I think that you really... Okay,
I appreciate your constructive help.
Oh, and Howard, before Tom leaves now...
Giving him another assignment?
I have worksheets for him.
Oh, look at that. Creative writing and penmanship. Fill them out. Try it.
I have grammar. It tells each grade grammar.
Because I don't think you've actually studied the semicolon, have you, Tom?
Definitely not.
There was no use of that one in there.
I have a worksheet for simple sentences and compound sentences. He really has a problem with that. And then problem with problems with punctuation. So there's a period, question mark, exclamation point, and Howard, the crying comma worksheet.
Ooh, crying comma worksheet. So and that teaches you how to use a comma?
Yes, it teaches you how to use a comma. And then first day feelings, I give this to my kids on the first day. This is completing.
You don't want to know what I'm feeling.
Completing sentences.
Completing sentences. Yeah. Because Tom doesn't complete his sentences. He runs on.
For example, some of the questions on here is when I feel sad, it helps to... He has to complete that.
It helps to go golfing.
Right. If I could change my name, I'd call myself...
Mel.
I wish I were as tall as...
the biggest golfer in the world.
So that's what this worksheet is.
Very good. Tom, would you like it? Seriously. It's yours.
Oh, I'm dying for it.
Oh, don't be embarrassed to take it. You obviously need some help. What's the big deal? Don't be too much of a baby about it.
Here, work on this.
Thanks.
Mrs. Caivano, I want to thank you for coming in and helping Tom with his grammar.
Well, I hope he, works on those sheets.
I'll be better.
Yeah, because he is an executive of a company. He should write better, right?
When is Tom's assignment due?
Oh, well, as soon as possible. I'll give him the weekend.
Tom, fill out those sheets. You'll have them ready for Mrs. Caivano on Monday. And, Tom, now it's recess. You can go play or you want back there,
you know
okay?
What, Howard, what made me nervous is yesterday when I was listening to this, some teachers let him get through high school writing in this manner, and then he got through college writing, and then he got a well-paying job writing like that.
And that encourages other young people to ignore their grammar and ignore all, because they say, hey, why do I need it if Tom didn't need it?
So that's what worries me.
The system has failed, Tom.
Right.
Some people do, some people teach you.
Well, if that's your attitude, very good. Okay. Well, Mrs. Caivano, obviously a little knock against your profession.
The only cheap shot I could get in. I had to go for it.
The safety net slingshotted Tom into a high position.
It's true. Tom says, hey, for all your grammar and everything you know, he's making a couple of $100,000 a year.
Yeah,
he doesn't need.
He laughs at you.
That's right.
Well, I can write a letter. So.
Absolutely. You have nothing to be embarrassed about, Mrs. Caivano.
Absolutely.
Tom?
Because I won't answer. I'll be nice. I'll be a gentleman.
Right. Say it, Tom. Mrs. Caivano, I want to thank you for helping us out here with Tom. You're a lovely teacher.
When do I clap the erasers?
You should clap them against your head and be thoroughly embarrassed. I'm shocked by that memo. Don't write any more memos.
Thank you very much.
All right. Our general manager, the great Tom Chiusano, has a lot of people skills, not writing skills. And Mrs. Caivano, the beautiful, very charming 6th grade teacher.
Thank you.
Hubba. Just had a baby 6 weeks ago. Snapped right back into shape.
You look great.
Thank you.
Brown nose, Tom. That'll help. That's how he got through.
That's it.
Every time we make
mistakes. The teachers, she looks great.
Yes. So, Mrs. Caivano, thank you. And we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back right after this.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. 97.1 The Eagle.
8:44 at the Eagle. This is Brad Baxter.
Operator.
It's 8:50 at 97.1 The Eagle.
Howard, Harleys, and Pure Rock. 97.1 The Eagle. You're listening to The Howard Stern Show.
Tom was really mad.
Howard Stern.
I know. I encountered him in the hall. In fact, the staff is rallying around him. Against us.
Is that right? It's getting ugly out there?
Yes.
All I know is we brought in the teacher to critique Tom, our general manager's memo.
Yeah.
And he usually is a real good sport about everything. But he was out in the hall screaming, because we blew up, for the E-camera, we blew up big copies of the memo so the teacher could critique him.
Right.
And he said, I didn't give my permission to have my memo used on TV.
Oh.
So they were like, what do you, well, gee,
Was this just now?
Yeah, it got real ugly out in the hall. Because he doesn't want his memo critiqued. I heard it got real ugly.
Wow.
I hear you're really pissed.
Well, I'm over it.
Calm down, man. You wrote one lousy memo. You'll come back.
Did I go along with the joke?
Yes.
Okay.
I heard you were out in the hall getting really angry.
I wasn't out in the hall. I was in the E, and I did say. I remember giving permission for this to be used. Right?
You should have seen me trying to put a good spin on it out in the hall.
I'm sorry.
Take it easy, man. It's just a memo. It wasn't that bad.
I told Tom that he had made hundreds and thousands of people feel better this morning.
Right. Yeah, they feel like there's hope.
Because through the same thing.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel better for that.
But you know what I did? I took the 2 big signs and I put them in your office. You can hang them up on the wall.
Thank you. I'll have them framed. Would you autograph them for me?
This really got to you, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, do I like looking stupid? No.
No.
Did I write, was it poorly written? Yes.
Yes.
So, no argument.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm feeling kind of bad.
I suddenly realized what happened as we were going through it. Tom really did dash off this memo. He really did.
Yeah, that's what must have happened. You probably were busy. You had just gotten back from Hawaii. And
he had to pass out
yeah, he could have done a much better job.
I'm not making excuses.
Well, I'm going to make it for you.
No, you don't have to.
I apologize.
Did you get your pineapple yesterday?
What was that?
I don't know. He was walking around passing out pineapples.
Well, maybe a little more attention to the memos and less attention to the pineapples. He's a good guy. He's a good-hearted guy. We could say that. You know, you're a good-hearted guy. You really are. I like you. I left you the memo in your office, the big cardboard signs.
So I'm going to get it framed.
Yeah, seriously.
Backwards.
Play it up.
I'm going to get it framed backwards.
Right.
Actually, I told him I'd like to Xerox his workbook and take it home. I
bet you can't even fill out that workbook. I'm telling you, man.
You know what? You'll never find out.
Hi, Tom. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. Although, as the E people explained, it was a blanket release that he signed. Yes.
No.
There's a big argument going on in there.
You know, called a lawyer.
Tom, you better get your lawyer on.
No problem.
Hey, Tom, who was rallying around you out in the hall? Who was rallying?
Carol came over from traffic, and she said, "You people are so cruel."
Really? Oh, Carol, she's just sucking up to Tom.
And then she whispered to me, "It was really funny."
Absolutely. That's why I went along with it. It was fun.
It was fun. It was just, come on. Obviously, it was something that you wrote in haste. All right, thank you, Tom. He can write much better. He's working on a new memo.
Absolutely.
Go write another memo. All right, there he goes. He's our general manager, and we love him. You're plenty smart, but you got street smarts. That's right. On the golf course, no one can touch you. That's all. Dumb as a wall. All right, very good. You know, I feel bad for Tom. Early in my radio career, I had general managers who used to beat the crap out of me.
Right.
They constantly hauled me in and yelled at me and screamed at me and told me I was a moron.
Ripped you apart.
Yeah. And now that I am a big shot, and Tom is just Tom, everything I find wrong with him, I just, you know.
He is taking the brunt of all the bad general managers before him.
Exactly. It's not his fault.
It has nothing to do with him.
It has nothing to do with him personally.
He's a wonderful general manager.
No, he's not.
It's just the resentment you feel.
There's nothing innovative in that head. All right, very good. Let's get off of Tom. No, I love Tom. I do. And he's a good sport. Yeah. Listen, I had to bring this up on the air. There's this thing called... this O.J. case is driving me nuts.
You can't get away from it.
I can't get away. I hate it. I hate O.J. I feel he's guilty. I think it's a farce. I think it's a farce that there's even a question that a black jury might find him innocent because he's black. The whole thing is sickening. This Cato is sickening. Everyone's sickening. I come across this thing, the Cato fan line. There's a 1-800 number that you call now, but it's a Cato fan line.
Ew.
So I had Gary call. I said, "Can we call the Cato fan line on the air?" The guy says, "Sure, we can." And you call up. It's some. I don't know.
You get a live person?
Yeah, he calls himself a concierge. He is the concierge.
Of what?
Of the Cato fan line. Listen, you got to hear this. This is no bit. I mean, this is real. I only sing because I'm happy.
Cato Kalin Fan Club, may I help you?
Yeah, hi. This is the Howard Stern Radio Show. We're on the air. How you doing?
I'm fine.
So so Phil, are you Phil?
I'm Phil.
Hi, Phil. You're the concierge?
Correct.
I've never heard this term in relation to a fan line.
Yeah, hey, Phil, do me a favor. Lower your radio because you'll get confused.
Oh, yeah, here, let me... Right. There we go. Okay, it's off.
All right, now, Phil, how did you get involved with this Cato fan line?
Well, the president and the producer are from Toledo, Ohio.
Right.
They knew me when I'm from Toledo originally, and they know that I'm a concierge at large, which means my job is to do the fulfillment, take the memberships down, and if they have requests to get to Cato, it's my job to get it to Cato, whether it's a letter or flowers
now,
or whatever.
Was Cato actually involved in this? I mean, Cato has...
You guys are involved with Cato.
Well, he's involved starting tomorrow. I mean, through his publicist, they've been notified about the existence of the fan club, so they're aware. Tomorrow, he's appearing in Terre Haute, Indiana, and the president and he and everybody's going to meet for the first time.
Oh, I see. So he's thinking...
this is an independent thing that...
Oh, yeah, it's a fan club. It just started as a fan club.
I see. Now, let me answer it. Why would someone be a fan of Cato? I mean...
Well, I can sort of describe to you what the president... She saw him during the preliminary hearings,
Right.
Last summer.
I see.
And she made a comment, gee, he's cute, I'd like to give him a hug. Well, her friend overheard that comment, and he said, well, why don't we start a fan club, and maybe someday you'll get to meet him and give him that hug.
So now
and that's how it all started.
I see. Now, let's say I want to sign up and join. What is the deal?
Okay, there's two kinds of membership. There's an individual membership, individual person, and that's a total of $13. $10 for membership, $3 for the phone calls, the faxes, the postage, et cetera, et cetera.
I see. So what do I get for my 13?
Okay, you get a laminated membership card with your name.
And Cato's picture?
No, we can't do Cato's picture unless, we got to get clearance through the publicist.
Understood.
But we can do anything that, because this is a fan club. So you get that, you get a certificate, and then you get constant updates about what's happening, like just as I've got some behind-the-scenes scoops just this morning.
Really?
And we're starting to get calls now from people on all sides, meaning...
So you have secret Cato information that no one else has?
Exactly.
So, for example, if I was a member, you would send me a sheet of paper with Cato information?
You got it.
For example, what is one of the big scoops?
For example, we have a sighting yesterday. He's going to be appearing on...
The Watcher?
No, on the one... What's that HBO show? The HBO show that's...
Tales from the Crypt?
Politically incorrect.
Oh, that's Comedy Channel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that we know. And
you know that before anybody, because you are the Cato fan club.
Because a person who actually witnessed it called us to give us that information.
I see. So you get secret information because all the fan club people start calling in and...
That, plus news media people who are calling us to let us know what they're proposing and what's happening with their connection to him.
Interesting. Wow. So you have become the central clearing ground.
Well, it's just all happening. I mean, my phone...
But Phil, between you and me, I don't know what your personal opinion is. I think the guy's a nitwit.
Well, this is my opinion.
Go ahead.
What I find is that I really think he's honest and truthful, but when he looks confused on the stand, I think he is confused. I don't think he's acting.
Do you think that he is withholding information, that he is being less than truthful?
No, I don't really think so. I really think that the questions came at him both fast and in repetition and changed a slight bit. I don't think he really understood what he was answering.
And how many people now are a member of the Cato fan club?
Well, that's a hard question to answer, and the reason is I've been sending out faxes, I've been sending out applications, and now we're over, it's approaching a couple hundred, but I'm waiting to get them back. So to official members I can't answer till I get all this back yet.
Well,
we do have official radio station members. That was the second kind of membership I was going to tell you.
Radio station membership?
Yeah, a radio station membership includes 5 individual memberships, plus we call the radio stations or get in touch with them before we get in touch with the general membership. And we can get in touch with radio stations through either fax or if they're online through, communication that way.
I see. And what is that cost?
That's $100 for 5 memberships plus the news releases and interviews and stuff like that.
Interviews with who?
Well, with the president and with
the president of the Cato.
And hopefully at some point with Cato. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, they're not associated with Cato. They can't tell you he's going to do anything.
No. All we can do is go through his publicist, which we have.
They have the contact with the publicist.
They have the same contact you can have.
Exactly.
Of course. I'm not saying...
He's not saying he has anything more than that.
No. I'm just saying that it's sort of a group pressure type thing.
O.J. guilty or innocent?
This is my opinion on that. I really feel that regardless of whether he's guilty or innocent, I don't think he's going to be found guilty because I think they're going to have a hung jury.
Because of the blacks on the jury?
Well, no, I just think the whole situation is such a mess that there's too much.
It is so obvious.
Say that there's some doubt.
Hey, Phil, it is so obvious that O.J. is guilty. His blood. In history, when you have a case where a guy's blood is all over the scene of the crime and it's at his house mixed in with everybody else's blood, that's it. It's over. You go to jail for the rest of your life.
It may be over. However, I personally know someone who's totally innocent and has been found guilty, so I just don't believe anything until it's proven.
I see. All right. Well, listen, Phil, I'll give you a phone number out if anybody needs to get in touch with the Cato fan line. It's should I give out this 1-800 number?
The correct 800 number is 800-434-5286, and the 5286 stands for Cato.
Oh.
K-A-T-O.
Does it actually spell Cato?
Yeah, K-A-T-O.
Ooh.
If they forget it, they can call 800-INFORMATION, and it's listed as Cato Club, just to have a short.
Well, good luck there, Phil, with the Cato Club. I am not joining.
Yeah, I wonder how long this fan club can last.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think it's going to last as long as he does or doesn't become a star, whatever.
Very good, Phil. You're an excellent spokesperson for the Cato fan line.
The concierge at large.
You are the concierge at large.
And, right, I can get anything for anybody, at least as long as it's legal.
Can you get me a massage, what's called a therapeutic massage?
I can do that. I have literally... what do you call it? Certified masseurs on my list.
Excellent. Very good, Phil. Thank you.
Okay.
All right,
bye-bye.
that's Phil, the concierge at large.
Who calls a concierge at large?
Well, if you need a rub down, you call one. I've already joined the Mark Furman fan club, so I am not joining both of these clubs. I can't join every club that's out there.
You can't be on both sides of the fence.
The only club they should have with Cato is one they beat him over the head with. I never saw a guy who can't answer a question.
Do you know he's being interviewed by Barbara Walters tonight on 2020?
That's an outrage. I will not watch.
I'm boycotting.
I am boycotting, too. If he goes on Larry King, that's a different story. All right. They all run. I tell you, I never saw an O.J. trial. They all run to Larry King afterwards. Another nitwit. But I can't watch this. This is an outrage, this whole thing. 20 months to figure out that O.J. did it.
Somebody said to me the other day their grandchildren will be able to watch the O.J. trial. It's going to drag on so long.
The E-Network is praying it drags on. They've never had such high ratings. They called me. They begged me to kill someone. I'm the biggest show on there, and if I kill someone, it'll go through the roof.
So they'll have a network-rated show.
I actually have something to give away next. I have a giveaway I can do. Yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to give something away right after these words. What is this, brother? I love this song. How are you today, my friend? That's the words to it. Anyway, let me talk to you about Brother. Brother came up with a full line of laser printers that you can actually afford. For years, guys who have had computers and crummy printers, they've sort of been at a big disadvantage. It's really nice to have a computer, but then when you do a printout on an inkjet or on a dot matrix, they're awful. They just don't look that good. In fact, the typewriter sometimes looks better. What you want is a laser printer. That's the cool thing to have, but they're expensive. At least they used to be. Now Brother figured out a way to make them affordable. And I mean great laser printers. Here's one, a 6-page per minute laser printer. It starts at $399. 6 pages per minute. So now you get high-end professional laser quality for about what you'd expect to pay for an inkjet printer. And you get everything, 200-sheet, 20-envelope automatic feeder, 45 built-in typeface, straight paper path technology, everything. And it's amazing. Don't take my word for it. PC Magazine has just selected the Brother HL630 as the editor's choice, and PC World just gave them an award, too. Brothers even won a printer award in England. Choose the printer. The experts choose the Brother HL630 laser printer. Available at Nobody Beats the Wiz, 47th Street Photo, PC Richard & Son, and other fine dealers.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
My lips are really chapped. I'm drinking all this hot water. So are yours, Baba Booey.
My lips are always chapped.
Yeah.
I'm always dry.
And yours is so big you can see it.
Everything around my mouth is dry.
Wow.
In, out.
Maybe it's because your caps are so big and that they get dried out. And then your lips get dried out from trying to water down your teeth.
I don't know what it is. I never really thought my caps were big, but I saw a picture that somebody took of me.
Yeah.
It's a profile.
No, they're big.
Look like Mr. Ed.
Yeah.
I've been hiding the picture from you for like a year.
I got to see that.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
I'll bring it in.
All right. Yeah, your profile's frightening.
You scared the hell out of me.
Hey, what are you going to do? It's like Tom. What's he going to do? He can't write a memo. I feel real bad. He's all upset.
I get my teeth made smaller. What's he going to do?
Right. He can't go back to school. I got something to give away. My lips are real chapped from being sick, I think, and drinking. Yeah. I've been drinking a lot of hot water.
Don't put anything on your lips?
Nah, none of that stuff works. Chapstick. Looks like you're putting on lipstick.
Well, it works.
Yeah, I don't want to look gay. I don't want to give out the wrong signals.
Afraid of what might happen?
Yeah, I'm afraid something could happen, and would be out of my control.
Won't be able to hold yourself back?
Yeah, a lot of gay guys are real attracted to me. God, I'm ugly. And now that I'm sick, I'm especially ugly. I look real bad.
I haven't seen the difference.
I'm all I don't know. I look in the mirror, I'm all pale and rotten.
Rotten.
I don't know.
Look like a vampire.
Yeah. Ugly and sick. Who cares? Who cares what you look like? Girls don't care anyway. They go out with Larry King. They go out with Rush Limbaugh. Big fat pumpkin head. They go out with, no offense, he's a nice guy, but, Robin Leach's girlfriend's a model. If you got a happening job, forget about it.
If people still can't get over the woman who was mauling Martin Landau at the Oscars.
That was embarrassing.
They've been together a long time.
Whoa.
A really long time.
And he dumped Barbara Bain. I thought at the time he was like crazy. And look at what he's got now. This girl, the winner is Martin Landau. And then all of a sudden, this young girl is making out with him. I thought it was his daughter. I said, how can his daughter be French kissing him?
Yeah, I mean, isn't he getting a little too affectionate with his daughter?
Yeah. That guy already won the Oscar, man. You don't need the statue.
Yeah, the statue was not necessary.
And she leans over and starts making out with him. He literally did not get out of his chair for a good 60 seconds.
Yeah. I really think we ought to time how long he sat there making out with her.
Congratulations.
I mean, he's kissing her down her neck.
Yeah. It was not a kiss. And his toupee is all ruffled.
She knocked up the back of the toupee.
Yeah, did you notice? The back of the toupee. Why can't they get a toupee to get flat to join his hair in the back? She must have been rubbing his toupee wrong. Sweetheart, please don't rub my toupee. I'm about to get
Not my hair, not my hair.
Yeah. I guess he's vain. It's pretty funny. My 2-year-old was screaming in the crib this morning. She wanted to get out, like about 5 in the morning.
Yeah?
Yeah, just as I was leaving. She doesn't, I always yell at my wife because the baby doesn't sleep through the night, and I blame her because she always brings the baby into bed with her if the baby starts crying, and now the baby just gets up after a couple hours of sleeping.
Yeah.
I said, you got to reason with the baby. You got to go in and set down the rules. So the baby was crying, so I run in. And, of course, why should I be the bad guy? I run in and I go, Ashley, it's the middle of the night, honey. Lay down and go to sleep.
That makes sense to a 2-year-old.
Well, she said, okay.
Uh-huh.
She laid down, and then she started whimpering, and I said, what's wrong, honey? And she goes, I hate you. And I go, what? And she goes, I hate you. I said, wait a second. I think the kid just said she hates me. This is a 2-year-old.
Oh, boy.
And I said, I have such little interaction with my kids because either I'm sick or I'm busy or something. I said, why do I have to be the one to teach her how to sleep? That should be my level. I don't want to hear I hate you. So I went over to the crib, and as soon as I got close, I go, what did you say? She goes, I want my blankie. I said, oh, okay.
Were you imagining?
No, she said, I hate you. Okay. So I put the blankie over her, and then I closed the door, and then she started crying again. And I ran back in, and I said, you know what? This is crazy. I don't want you hating me. You can hate Mommy.
Oh, so is breaking down in that house.
So I just held her and took her out of the crib, and housekeeper came upstairs and got her, and that was it. And I said, screw it. I'm not going to teach her. What, I'm going to be the one to teach you? Yeah. Well, she learns that from hearing Allison say it to me. You know where she gets that from. She hears Mommy saying, because she doesn't know what I hate you means.
Yeah.
And she hears my wife say it.
Oh, boy. What's going on over there?
No, my wife hates me. 9 times out of the day. 9 times out of 10, my wife is hating me. Because I suck. I don't go anywhere. I'm a big oaf.
Does she want to go to Scott's wedding, Scott Einziger's wedding?
I wouldn't even show her the invitation.
Oh, yeah.
She don't even know about it. She can go all she wants. I ain't going.
Right.
Who was Scott Einziger to me? I got something I could give away if you guys want to win something.
What is it? Is it a good prize?
I don't even know what it is. Something about a boxing thing. Let me see it. But you get a trip to Vegas.
That's always good.
Well, see if you, while I'm reading you what it is, see if you can think of a good reason to give it away. Like somebody has to do something. I've got a trip for 2 to see the Oliver McCall Larry Holmes championship fight at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas on April 8th. I would just want to go to Vegas.
Yeah, you get to gamble, see a
You
show.
get 2 tickets to the fight,
Mm-hmm.
2 nights hotel accommodation in Vegas, round-trip coach air transportation,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to be at least 21 years old to win.
Yeah, because you got to be 21 to gamble, right?
Right. Or something. I don't know.
Get in those casinos.
Why should we give this to some kid? They can't appreciate it. Give it to somebody who's got a little...
What have they ever done for us?
He's got a few years on him. I mean, I could plunk down the phone and just give it to someone, which would be simple and we'd be
We
done
don't have
with
any mystery records or...
We actually do, don't
we? Yeah, hold on.
I'll go get something.
They're always fun.
All right. Yeah, well, okay, we'll make you work for it. We'll play a record. You guess who it is. It's someone who's not normally known for singing.
You know, someone told me the other day that William Shatner really enjoyed doing this show.
Yeah, that's because we didn't ask him about his toupee.
Well, he was scared coming in, they said. And he really liked it
Yeah.
once it was done.
As long as you don't ask him about his hair, he's cool.
Why would we do that?
Yeah. I felt a little uptight about it.
We can always talk about his hair when he's not here.
Right. You got that?
Yeah, okay. Let's try this one.
Yeah, he was like, he sent me some junk after he came here.
I know, I got a little note.
Yeah. He sent me one of these cards where I can call him on the phone, him and the other captain of the Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
They were doing this event where they send you a special card for like $100. You get to hear him and the other captain talk. And then some people can ask questions. I said, $100? Whoa, but you get the plastic. But you get the plastic card.
Oh.
The phone conference.
Yeah, I don't get that. Who are the dweebs that pay for that?
Apparently, a lot of people did.
Yeah, the thing made like $30 million or something.
Star Trek, the best thing that ever happened to him.
Oh, man. He should kiss Gene Roddenberry's rotten feet every day. His rotting corpse. He should say, I want Gene Roddenberry's rotting feet exhumed so I can kiss them every day.
Dig him up and give him a big wet one.
Yep. What?
Oh, if you want to go to CD Player 2, that's what it would be.
This is a mystery record? All right, everybody listen to this. Give you a chance to listen and absorb. And then call me. And if you guess it, I'll give you the trip to Vegas.
All right.
And if you don't get it, Robin and I will just go. Somebody actually put this out recently?
No, I don't think. I wouldn't say recently.
Okay. Because I was going to say they're pretty out of touch.
Well, this whole album is country record.
This is obviously an actress.
Yes.
All right.
You don't have to worry anymore.
Whoever she is, she can't sing.
1972, this is.
1972? With Tawny Katane? Paula Barbieri?
No. I don't think she was born in 72.
Nicole Brown Simpson?
No.
Is it that girl Kato called on the phone? Rachel?
Rachel, no.
Is it Edith Bunker?
No.
Diane Wiest?
Academy Award winner?
Let's see if our audience can guess. Obviously, we don't know.
I'm stumped.
Robin, that's 2-time Academy Award winner.
Oh,
Diane Wiest. That happened.
Hello? Hello, dude? Dude? Hey, man.
Yeah, hello.
Like, are you there, dude?
Hello? Hello? Guy's gone.
Wow.
Hello?
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 Yeah, it's Regis Philbin.
Is that Regis Philbin? Good guess, though. You're pretty close. Was he close?
No.
Regis, come on, I know it's Regis.
It's not Regis.
You sure?
Guess another person. Quickly.
All right, Kathleen Turner.
Is that Kathleen Turner?
No, it's not.
Oh, come on, Gary.
Come on, Gary.
Well, okay,
If it's not Kathleen Turner, he can't say yes.
What are we going to do?
Just say yes so the guy wins the trip. No one's going to know the difference. Hello?
Yes. Hello? 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 You're on the air.
Who's your guest?
Who's your guest?
All right. Kathleen Turner?
I think it is Susie Summers. Susan Summers.
Suzanne Summers?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No?
Oh, come on, Gary. Just lie.
Come on, Gary.
Guy wants a trip. Take another guess. Let's listen to it some more. Maybe we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Mae West?
No.
Janice Panino?
Mr. Robert
Dr. Kaufman, my dentist?
No, it's not. You want a hint?
All
I
right.
care.
All right, give the guy a hint.
It's a very famous actor, somebody who's been a big box office draw for a couple of decades, who first came to prominence on television in the late 60s.
Oh, I know who it is.
All right, just calm down.
All right, Rob.
Because we can't give you the
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
I'll give you my guess, and you can use it.
Okay.
Sally Field. Say that.
All right, Sally Field.
You're wrong.
That's what I was going to say.
Just trying to help you.
Thanks, Howard.
Okay, then I think I know somebody else it could be then.
Jessica Lange?
No, wait a minute. Maybe not.
All right, dude, I got to let someone else guess.
Yeah.
Hey. You know who that is? I'm already bored with this game. I don't even care who it is. I didn't know it would go on this long.
Big box office star, Gary?
I'd say so. She's had some pretty good years.
Cher.
All right, so it's not Sally Field. She was on TV, though.
I think she may even have an Oscar, at least a nomination.
Really?
Mary Tyler Moore?
No.
Goldie Hawn? I guess Goldie Hawn. I think I'm right. Hello?
Hi.
Guess Goldie Hawn, I'm telling you.
Okay.
I mean, you can guess who you want, but guess whoever you want. Is it Aunt B from, no, I guess Goldie Hawn.
Well, I was going to say Jessica Lange, but Goldie Hawn sounds pretty good, too.
It would be Goldie Hawn.
Wow.
How did you guess that?
How did you get it?
Well, I kind of figured it was 1 out of 3.
Let me hear that again. Let's see. Oh. She is a piece of ass, though, huh? But boy, you know, you take away those good looks, man, she could be real annoying. All full of herself. I'd still love to do her, though. I'd wear earplugs, but I'd love to do her.
You don't think this would sound better if she was singing it to you in person?
It would sound better if she was standing here in those little Daisy Dukes with her ass cheeks sticking out.
Right, she's dressed like Goldie Hawn, doing her thing, and she's singing this to you.
Yeah, then it would be good. When you don't see who it is, it's pretty annoying. Where is she? She's humming. Did you forget the words? She hummed her way out of it.
This is a whole album of celebrities singing country songs.
Why?
Yeah, what record company put money into that?
Rhino Records. Golden Throats 3.
How do they make money? I'd like to have the president of Rhino on.
Company, they've got more money.
I'd like him to open his books up to me, and I'd like to know what that record made.
This is their third volume.
I mean, that's good for like radio stations.
They claim to have had success with the first 2.
Really? Then how come everyone isn't in the record business? I mean, anybody could make money in it. Why is it such a struggle?
I'm game.
You're not kidding.
Like, Howard, you want to hear something really weird? Go to track 1.
All right, don't tell me who it is.
You'll probably know who it is, but it's still pretty awesome.
Hey, I don't want to hang up on this guy.
All right, put him on hold.
Hey, can I put you on hold?
Sure.
Yeah, because I don't want to make a mistake. And sometimes I do that. I hang up on the winners.
Then I'll sing.
All right, hold on.
Thanks.
You're going to Vegas and everything.
Great.
See the Holmes and somebody
Fight.
All right, hold on. Yeah, it's gonna be two black guys beating each other up. If you went out onto the street in New York, you could see that too.
It'll be one old black guy and a younger black guy.
Yeah, which I just saw yesterday. Hey, dude.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Danny Lambert.
Oh, all right, Danny. Hold on. You're gonna see two black guys fight each other. Never seen that before, I bet. Where are you from? New York?
I'm calling from New Jersey. Yeah.
Oh, what are you? Spanish?
No.
He's black.
You black?
Yeah.
Oh, so you've seen tons of black guys beat each other up.
But he likes it.
Not quite.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
Oh, you want to know?
Yeah.
Bermuda.
Oh, no wonder.
Bermuda.
Yeah, blacks are docile over there.
Oh,
Hey, hold on. They're not like our blacks.
Docile?
Oh, yeah. It's from the sun. They're too tired to fight. No, actually, in Bermuda, they're real hostile.
Oh, I don't know. I've never been to Bermuda. You haven't either.
Well, Jamaica, they're hostile for sure.
Jamaica's different.
Jamaica, they'll chop your feet off. And Bermuda, actually, is that what you guys, you were like British? You were owned by the British?
That's British colony.
Yeah, and you wear like little Bermuda shorts?
Well, we're famous for it, but
yeah, they're actually pretty calm. They don't hate the white man that much.
We're laid back. We're a fun guys. We're fun.
Yeah, you're a fun
we're
guy.
not into the machetes and all that crap.
Yeah, that's Jamaicans. I'm sorry I confused you. Okay, Bermudans aren't so bad.
No, Bermuda's a party place.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. Well, you're going to see some of our blacks fight each other. They're not like your blacks. Our blacks go nuts. You put them in the ring, man. That's it. They got a lot of hostility there. Me, I would go to the fight, but I could just walk out on the street and see that. And I grew up watching that every day.
I've never been to a fight, so this would be great.
Yeah. If you really want to see a good fight, go in front of Roosevelt High School. You just watch black guys beat the crap out of each other at 3 o'clock. You don't have to pay anything.
You'll be bored pretty quick.
Yeah, but the cool thing is you also be in Vegas, so you can gamble and stuff.
And there are rules in these fights.
I like Vegas.
Yeah, they put rules in these fights. The ones outside Roosevelt High School, anything goes. Nobody refs. In fact, you end up in the fight, too. They ought to get, like, some of the math teachers at Roosevelt High and some of the students, put them in a ring and let them stab each other. I've seen that happen, but if they put a ring, it would have made a fortune.
Well, I told you about the little girl the other day had to be transferred because she hit her teacher.
Yeah.
So the girls are even getting into it.
Yeah, I guess in Bermuda, the British didn't give the Bermudans a real hard time. So they grew up kind of like all together. They weren't enslaved or something.
I've never heard any horror stories about Bermuda.
Yeah, Bermuda's pretty cool. It's like they got the shorts. You had a bad experience there?
No, they have a very high standard of living there.
Yeah. Why would you come here?
Money.
Yeah. Do our blacks seem hostile to you?
Sometimes everybody seems hostile to me.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's because of where I come from.
Does he consider himself black? Because I know a lot of people that are from the Bahamas would say no.
No, he's a Bermudan.
Yeah,
Bermudan.
I'm black.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, that's for the
A lot
air.
of people up here, they think I'm Hispanic, though.
Yeah, you sound a little Hispanic.
Do I?
Yeah.
Really?
See.
I don't speak a word of Spanish.
Me neither. I took 3 years of it. I washed it right out of my brain.
Well,
I had no need to know it. Let everyone else learn how to talk my beautiful language.
You're an America, love it or leave it
You're
person.
damn
you don't
right.
need to know any other language.
Let them learn my language. We're the biggest country. You learn my language.
Oh, boy.
I'm not. What am I? Some friggin' Parisian that's got to pick up 9 languages to communicate with the world?
Well,
that's a waste of time.
Bermuda
French.
was discovered by a Spaniard, but no one speaks Spanish. Figure that out.
Yeah. So how come you don't hate the white man so much? I guess he didn't do anything bad to you.
I'm married to a white woman.
Are you?
Yeah.
You must be great in your neighborhood.
What neighborhood is he? Maybe he's in a white neighborhood.
Nah, he's in a black. You're in a black neighborhood, right?
No.
Oh, really? You're in a white neighborhood?
It's mixed.
A lot of mixed couples?
Well, I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time in it.
Right.
He's running through.
How many times has your house been burned down?
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
That's pretty good.
You know.
Are you real dark-skinned?
I wouldn't move anywhere where I'm not wanted.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't sound it. He said he's often mistaken for being Hispanic.
Oh.
Well, when I'm in the city, you know, if I'm in Manhattan, then Spanish people come up to me and they start jabbering.
Why, you light-skinned?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you. That's considered better, right? The lighter you are, the better. I read that in Robin's book.
Doesn't make any difference to me.
I know that from Roosevelt. The lighter skin you are, the more prestigious.
Well, that's a stupid way to get prestige.
Eddie Murphy's wife's going to be made queen of Africa.
Right.
Light bright, almost white, right?
Oh, dear.
Robin taught me that.
Really?
See, I'm letting you in on all the secrets.
Yeah, light, bright, almost white.
I'm breaking the code.
That's the best thing.
Well, then she's got a problem because she's not qualified yet then.
Right.
I'm definitely not.
So anyway, you're going to Vegas to watch some black guys fight each other.
It's Oliver McCall, Larry Holmes. It's available on pay-per-view. Call your local cable operator.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Well,
I watch all of it.
I'm going to Vegas.
Yeah, right. You're going to Vegas. So congratulations.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
All right, dude.
Okay.
Hey, Bermudan. Pretty mellow guy. Doesn't hate the white man. Probably beat his ass. Hold on. I dig that. Bermudans, I got no problem with them, Robin.
Well, thanks, Howard.
I don't have any beef.
Bermuda thanks you.
I don't have any beef with their attitude.
I'll speak for them now.
Yeah, I misspoke at first. I confused Bermuda with Jamaica. I thought it was the same thing.
That's why I spoke up to correct you.
Jamaicans, boy, they got a whole thing going. Just ask Colin Ferguson. Just finished shooting up a bunch of white people on the train. We worked harder than your blacks. Man, we work harder than your blacks. But the Bermudans are pretty laid back. All right, so I'm glad that guy won. What mystery record you got on there?
Well, this is the whole album of all the country people. I said try track one if you want to hear something weird.
No, I got to take a break first, and then we got to do the news too.
All
so
right.
I'll take a listen to that. We'll be back right after this.
Live from the Chevy Chase Theater, it's the Howard Stern Show.
Damn right. I want to get to news, but I just wanted to hear that record. See if I could. I like guessing to see if I can figure out what celebrity made a bad country record. It amuses me.
You'll probably know this one right away, but it's still fun to listen to.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
Well, obviously it's supposed to sound like Johnny Cash.
My eyes wide.
But you're saying it's not Johnny Cash.
I keep the ends out.
Maybe it's not so obvious.
Tie that binds.
Wait a minute, I know who this is.
I recognize the voice.
I walk the line.
Oh.
I find it very, very easy.
Is he doing a goof? Or is he trying? Is this Spock?
It is. Oh. And he wasn't goofing on any of those other records.
Yeah, right. Leonard Nimoy.
He loves to sing, boy.
I know. he thinks he's a Renaissance man. He's Spock. You know, it's weird too because what record company would put money, originally into Leonard Nimoy's album, and think that someone's gonna. I mean, I know that Star Trek guys are nuts for that show, but who makes that quantum leap in faith and says, "Hey, yeah."
It could even translate to records.
Yeah, I'm sure these Trekkies will want to buy Leonard Nimoy singing, and then they go in the studio and they hear that the guy can't even sing a note, and there's nothing inspirational about it or moving. It's bad songs.
Be recorded.
Yeah, there's nothing right about the whole project, and yet someone must be standing there in the recording studio from the record company going, "Wow, we got a hit on our hands."
Great.
I mean, somebody at some point should pull the plug. No,
I agree.
Yeah. Who do you make that for?
I think Paramount. I'll bet you.
Really?
Tells you a little bit about
Paramount
it.
had a record label.
They talk about that his other big hits are Proud Mary and Put a Little Love in Your Heart.
Hits?
I think they're being fun.
Yeah.
I think they're being facetious.
We've heard those.
It's that I'm a fool for you because you're mine.
He's barely getting through the song.
I walk the line.
Somebody had to put up money. I mean, even if just to go into a recording studio and then press all those records. That's impressive. All right, we got to do the news anyway. I can't get too caught up in that. You'll play the rest with me on Monday.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it sounds like an interesting album.
Yeah, there's some other good ones on here.
Yeah, sounds like I could get good and worked up about a lot of those tracks.
My favorite track might be You Can Hear... Remember Lorne Greene doing Ringo?
Yeah.
You can hear that in French.
Really? They got that in French?
Yes.
Lorne Greene singing in French?
Yes.
What track is that?
That's track 8.
See, don't do that to me.
I'm sorry.
You can't
I was promoing Monday.
Oh, that's too much for Temptation.
I want to hear that.
It was so good in English, they had to go do it in other languages.
Well, there was a demand.
Sounds like an important record.
Ce qui concerne un hors-la-loi
Is that it?
qui véhicule de l'Ouest.
He starts with talking.
Parmi ces mauvais gars, parmi ces Billy the Kid et pire, il y a parfois des lâches.
This was a big hit in France.
Dans le dos du fameux
I think that Ringo was all talk, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they had some music behind it.
It's coming up.
Hey, you can put that Duty song behind it.
À n'importe quelle époque de l'histoire,
You know, it's getting
La
better.
plupart d'entre eux furent de beaux rires. Mais une fois de temps à autre, l'un d'eux prouva qu'il aurait pu vivre comme un homme. Il gisait sur le sable du désert, se macerant un revolver.
No, please.
Oh, that's funny.
Blah, blah, blah.
No way French should be over that music.
Some romance language. Talk about destroying the language. All right, man, thanks. Can you imagine, like, there's a whole language, like French, that almost nobody speaks? It's almost a dead language, except for France and Haiti. Where else do they speak it?
Where do they speak Romanian?
Yeah. What a nasty thing to be born into one of those countries, and that's the language you're stuck with. An almost useless language. You're certainly never going to be big in international finance with that. Thank God I was born in America, the land where most people speak English. You know? And everyone around the world has to learn to speak English. It's great. But imagine some record company guy said, you know, let's take this, this language where there's not even that many people to buy records. Put a guy in a cowboy hat. Or maybe they put him in a beret, I don't know. And have him sing cowboy old Western songs.
A cabaret.
Yeah. Well, who could think that would sell? Who in France can relate to that?
But the frightening thing is that these things might have made money.
No, they didn't.
You sure?
Then I'm putting out a record. All right, Robin, let's do some news.
Well, yesterday Mike Tyson broke his silence. It's been 3 years since we've been able to hear him speak. Everyone was wondering after he came out of prison exactly what Mike was going to do with his future. Like he had much of a choice. And so yesterday...
Yeah, he was going to give up boxing.
He broke his silence to announce his future plans.
He's making a record for Rhino. He's going to do Itsy Bitsy Spider in Yiddish.
Was machst du the spider?
Yeah, he came out and he said,
I was going to either go back to boxing or edit the New York Times. I will go back to boxing.
Yeah, like everyone said, gee, he was 3 years in prison. He's going to come out a changed man. The same exact imbecile came out of prison. He learned absolutely nothing. He still has Don King as his promoter. He's still going to have 35% of his money taken away from him.
Stuff about Don King crying because he lost Mike Tyson.
I don't know, but they said, if the guy had just read a newspaper while he was in prison, there isn't a newspaper reporter, a television sportscaster who hasn't said Mike Tyson should get away from Don King and should change his promoters, should change his managers.
Do you believe that he really didn't do any math at all, so that he doesn't know how much money is now not in his bank account?
Yeah, I think he is I think Mike Tyson is a complete moron, that if he couldn't box, he'd be in jail anyway for something else.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But the point is, if you knew that you had made, I think I read something like a couple of $100 million.
Yeah, and now you only have like 5.
When you were fighting.
Yeah.
In the course of your career, and now you got $1.79 in your bank account.
Yeah.
That there's something wrong.
Yeah, like maybe you'd want to change. And they said, he went through this whole conversion. He went to Muslim. He went to, he actually studied for his high school equivalency, and then he came out and he was like,
Don King is the best promoter in the world.
Mike saying.
Oh, we do? Okay, all right.
you're
and the whole press conference looked like he was an Iranian hostage. Looked like he was up there, like there was a bright spotlight on him. And he was reading a statement that I don't even know if he wrote that thing. I doubt it.
Don told me I done lost money in the bank due to the interest.
3 years I had the chance to reflect on my life and develop my mind. And I will continue my journey to making myself a better person so I can help us.
Better person.
Yeah, and with all that journey, he's got the same management. He's got the same exact everything.
Everything. I'm going to keep everything exactly the same.
He didn't even wear his new Muslim, whatever they call that hat, the yarmulke.
What? He could already have converted back.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even wear his knit cap. He wore his lucky straw hat.
Yeah.
Looked like he was going to do Bojangles.
Tap dance.
Tap dance. He evidently wears a straw hat to every press conference.
But I'm here today to make a statement about my profession, future. There's been a lot of speculation about
my profession, future? What's he talking about?
He doesn't know. He really doesn't know what he's talking about.
My plans, and here they are. I will fight again, and I want to confirm John Horn and Rory Holloway as my managers. And besides being my closest friends for many years, John and Rory have given me great advice in my professional career, and they will continue to be my managers.
Meanwhile, everyone's going, those are the managers from before. He's supposed to have those white guys who evidently had made him a fortune. But he didn't want white guys because it'll look bad. And now they're waiting to hear him say he fired Don King.
So we'll confirm that Don King will continue to promote my fight. Don is the greatest promoter in the world, as we know. And I have chosen Showtime to be my television network. I have enjoyed my relationship.
Evidently, Showtime has always been where he's worked. And
well, yeah, they had a relationship with HBO, and then Don King got mad at HBO and switched Mike to Showtime.
Yeah. And all the experts in the paper today are saying if anybody who's ever had any kind of awareness of the boxing industry knows you don't have to have a promoter. You just bid out a fight, say I'm ready to fight, and you let all these promoters bid on it.
You know who needs a promoter? A guy who can't get a fight with a guy like Mike Tyson.
Right.
Mike Tyson could run that entire industry.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be with Mike Tyson.
And he doesn't need a guy taking 35%.
Both as a boxer and as a boxing commentator. I decided also to fight with the new MGM Grant, and I want to associate myself with the biggest and the best. And I look forward to working with them and seeing you soon. May Allah bless you all. Thank you.
May Allah bless you all. May Allah bless you all.
May Allah bless you all.
And I will use 2 boxing gloves in the ring.
And all my teeth is...
He barely got through that.
Wow.
So we've learned that in prison you learn nothing, which we knew that already.
He reflected on his life and learned nothing.
And Allah hasn't blessed him with any more brain power than he had before. We got to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Okay, and we're back with more news. Robin?
Well, I think they seem to imply in the paper, Howard, just back to Mike Tyson for just a second, that depending on what Mike wears on his head, you can tell where he stands religiously that day.
So what was with the straw hat?
Well, they say that, Mike came out of prison. He had this knit white kufi on.
That's Allah.
For his, Muslim beliefs.
I think that it proves finally that Allah is not God. That there's no such God as Allah, because if there was a God as Allah, he would have done something.
Wouldn't he be taking care of Mike better than
Yeah, I mean, he would have come out of prison with something intelligent to say.
So anyway, he had the white kufi on, and 10 minutes after Don King got to the mosque where Mike went to pray right after prison, he was asked to leave because Mike didn't want the booze and the partying. He had changed his life, and he was making that very clear. Then yesterday at the press conference, he was wearing the straw hat, and this was after several meetings with Don King. In the Newsday today, they imply that King gave Mike all of his money in order to prove that he didn't want anything from him. They say in the paper that King might have done as much as give Mike $35 million.
Cool.
To prove that he doesn't want anything from him.
Oh, that's different. I mean, we know Don King. I mean, I partied with Don King.
They say 3 guys escorted King with the money to Tyson's house on Wednesday night.
So Tyson probably said to King, "You want to be my promoter? Give me all my money, damn it."
Give me all your money. So that could have been going on. And then they had these high-level meetings because Mike kept saying still that he was going to be a free agent when he came back to boxing. But somehow or other, after a lengthy meeting that wrapped up at 4:30 in the morning, Mike came into this press conference and gave the first clue that King was back in control by asking his Muslim promoters to leave the room where the press conference was being held.
Wow. So the Muslim promoters...
They got thrown out.
So that's why Mike was wearing his straw hat.
I guess so.
Yeah, the Muslims were out. Now, if he wears a beret, they tell me, that means that he wears it to remind himself that it's a weekend. So the beret means it's the weekend. The kufi means Allah's in the room.
So just check what Mike is wearing on his head.
Today I'm wearing a yarmulke.
He's a pisser, that guy. Well, it's a good thing he knows how to box.
He's amazing. They were arguing once again in the courtroom out in California about DNA evidence and how it should be admitted into the O.J. Simpson trial.
Yeah, I tuned in and I thought something was wrong because O.J. was now surrounded by all white lawyers, a whole new set of them, no even Robert Shapiro. And
yeah.
There was a whole bunch
of other different set of lawyers to deal with this technical evidence that has to do with the blood.
They should change Judge Ito, too. Maybe he can't deal with it.
We got a problem.
I would say so, because one of the prosecution attorneys who stood up to discuss what the defense is up to and trying to have their expert come to the stand have this to say. I think this should be number 3.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Number 3?
Number 3.
Okay.
One of the prosecuting attorneys.
I am happy that Dr. Mullis might be cross-examined on whether he's consumed LSD on the day of his testimony. Perhaps it would be in the best interest of the defense if they really are going to call him. I think that's really in doubt. Perhaps they get him in a detox center for a period of time, so that when he testifies, I won't be able to ask him that.
More of the same.
Wait. No,
Wait.
Thanks, Judge.
Wait.
Thanks, Judge.
Mr. Harmon, I really don't need to hear that sort of thing.
He's thanking the judge like, hey, thanks, Judge.
Thanks for letting me get that out.
Why doesn't he need to hear that?
One of the defense witnesses is this DNA expert who's won a Nobel Prize for his research into these tests, but he also may have a history with drugs, including LSD. And the defense is requesting that his private life, his personal life, not be open to question if he takes the witness stand.
Well, you got to have a certain credibility. If you're high on acid when when you came up with a lot of this stuff. And wasn't there something else weird about the guy?
That's all I know about him, that he had this drug thing.
There were 2 things.
Yeah.
Yeah, something else he believes in, right?
Yeah, he believes in...
the HIV doesn't...
cause AIDS,
yeah, right. Yeah, HIV doesn't cause AIDS.
Yeah.
He's one of the few that believe that.
So they don't want all that stuff brought up in the trial. They would just like to have his opinion on DNA admitted into evidence. But the prosecuting attorneys are saying, look, it should be open season. We will allow you to question our witnesses in any way you like, and just let us ask this guy, maybe if you're worried about him, he should go into rehab for a little while.
Yeah, imagine when he comes out and says the earth is flat. I believe the earth is flat. I believe HIV doesn't exist. And I like to take some acid now. Okay. And O.J.'s innocent, yeah. O.J. sitting there rolling the eyes. What is going on, man? Why are we having a trial? I am innocent.
They also say that they're going to get back to the expert testimony. No more Cato Kalins and his girlfriends will be taking the stand for a while. We'll be seeing the criminologist and the medical examiner coming up. So,
yeah, because everything else is irrelevant. Just get the DNA evidence up there. O.J., where was your blood the night of the murder? Mixed in with my wife's. What? Thank you. Thanks for interrupting. O.J., where was your blood the night of the...
I plead the fifth.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, O.J.
O.J.
You know, this weekend is opening day in baseball.
Is it this weekend?
Yeah, on Sunday. It should be.
I wish I was feeling better.
Players and the owners are still considering proposals that could end the strike, but so far it looks like replacement players will be on the field. Donald Furr, the head of the Players Union, does say, however, that for the first time it looks like they're getting somewhere. Donald Furr, for the first time, said that it looks like they're getting somewhere.
We're at the stage where it ought to be generally conceded that we are making some progress. I can't tell you that I'm optimistic or pessimistic. I'm out of the prediction business after all this length of time.
Somebody need a prediction? We've got a couple of 8 balls in front of us.
Okay, when we need a yes or no question. Will the strike be over by opening day on Sunday?
Well, who are you asking? Cato 8 ball, OJ 8 ball, Arnold Schwarzenegger 8 ball, Jerry Seinfeld 8 ball, or the Jan Michael Vincent 8 ball?
Oh, Jerry Seinfeld is a big sports fan, yeah.
Yeah.
Jan Michael's funnier.
I'll go with Jan Michael. Jan Michael Vincent 8 ball. What's the question, Robin?
Will the strike be over by Sunday so that the pros can take the field and play baseball?
It ain't none of your deal.
That's true.
All right.
It is Don Smiley's deal. He is the president of the Florida Marlins, and they were going to play for the first time. You know, it's going to be first opening day in their new stadium down there. So they're a little bit concerned about the fact that they're going to be playing probably the replacement Mets, but they're ready to go. Here's what he said.
At this point in time, we are opening at 8:02 on Sunday night against the Mets on ESPN, and all of our energies are put into that game. If something occurs before that time and we have to adjust, if it's one thing we've learned over the last 8 months, it's how to be flexible. So we'll adjust to whatever occurs.
If I was the players, I wouldn't be sitting idly by. I would start a new league. I would call it the Baseball Players League, the BBL. I'd have all the professional baseball players get together and sell the rights to TV and start their own league. The owners will crumble in 2 minutes. Start a competing league.
Do you think that whatever those antitrust exemptions baseball owners have from the Supreme Court prevent that?
Technically they do, but just go ahead and do it.
Oh.
Hey, be like Evergreen. They don't even pay when they sign a contract. Just do it. Jan Michael Vincent 8 ball. Don't you think? Who cares what you think?
So anyway, we'll have to see who's on the field on Sunday.
And it's wild, you know. I've watched replacement baseball. I think it's funny. I watch it as much as I watch the other baseball, so what do I care? I like it. I watched the replacement Mets. It's kind of funny.
I've never seen this. I don't even know where it is.
And everybody's replacement.
So interested.
You know our intern Steve Grillo? He's moonlighting. He's a replacement hot dog vendor.
So not even the real hot dog
That's
vendor.
right. Everyone's replacement. You want Durgie?
You want Durgie with that hot dog?
Anything else?
Yes, of course. There's lots else. Denny's. You'd think they'd learn their lesson.
Look out.
You know, the restaurant Denny's that's all across the country. They had a problem a couple of years ago. They were charged with discriminating against blacks at their restaurants. And they've gone through this whole process of paying off people and selling franchises to black people and doing all kinds of things to make up for it.
Doing whatever they can.
But in Denver, once again, we have a story of a Denny's restaurant refusing to serve some black women who came in before they seated some white patrons.
I don't know. It sounds like a lot of people are looking to cash in over at Denny's. I mean, you think Denny's, listen, they know already. I mean, I went to one Denny's. They actually pushed me onto the floor so they could grab the black people and serve them. They served them within 20 seconds. They ordered a 4-course meal.
Well, now people are complaining that they're serving them too fast and trying to get them out.
That's right, yeah. I saw black people actually suing over the quick service.
So anyway, here is the chanting of 200 or so black people who converged on the Denny's restaurant protest.
If I was Denny's, I'd just change the name. You can't win.
Don't need a Denny's. Don't need a Denny's.
That's Queen Latifah, isn't it?
Don't need a Denny's.
I saw one Denny's. I went to the Denny's here in New York. They actually took the food, threw it through the window to the black people coming in, so that they wouldn't be accused. That's right. Look how fast it is. We love black people.
Before anyone.
Hey, black people, catch. Jan Michael Vincent 8 ball. Has Denny learned its lesson?
No.
I guess there's a reason for the protest.
Well, maybe they got a point there then.
The man Carol O'Connor blamed for selling drugs to his son Hugh was released on $15,000 bail.
Will the man
on Thursday?
Will the man who sold drugs to Archie Bunker's son go to jail? Yeah, the answer.
Are we on the air?
The 8-ball is confused. Are we on the air? He's asking you a question.
Yes. Yes, we are on the air. Go ahead, Robin.
The guy's name is Harry Thomas Parsigian, and he was booked on possession of controlled substances for sale. He has an April court date. They have not substantiated the link between this guy and Hugh O'Connor at this time, according to the LAPD.
That's Greaseman's real name, Harry Thomas Parsigian. Not really. His real name is a secret, you know.
Is that right?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know the history of that whole mess.
Did you see that Castro has a theory on the assassination of John F. Kennedy? It's in the papers today. I guess they're releasing some of those FBI papers that are always sealed for a certain number of years.
So Castro has a theory?
Yeah, Castro did his own ballistics test.
Oh, really? This guy can't feed his people. He's doing ballistics tests on the Kennedy assassination.
He considered himself a sharpshooter, Howard.
Mm-hmm.
And so he tried to set up the same kind of situation down there in Cuba to see if it could be done.
If he's a sharpshooter, let him shoot some animals to feed his people.
And since he couldn't do it, he decided that at least 3 people would have to have been involved in that assassination.
Let me break the news to Castro and anybody else out there. It was one guy, it was Lee Harvey Oswald, no conspiracy, it was one kook, and that's it. There's never been a shred of evidence of anything else. With 20 million witnesses.
They also reveal that Oswald was refused a visa at the Cuban embassy in Mexico City several weeks before the assassination, and he left the embassy saying, "I'm going to kill Kennedy for this."
Well, there you go. What more proof do you need? He's as guilty as O.J. Castro. Listen to that guy. What a failure. Bum.
Hey, he's kept his job for a very, very long time.
Yeah, anybody who opposes him, he sends them to us. We're such idiots, we take them in. All the rejects. We're getting the real cream of the crop. Good boy.
They're now saying that the don't ask, don't tell policy of the U.S. military is a violation of a soldier's rights.
Is that right?
Yeah, they say that it's almost forcing military people to lie if they are gay.
Is that right?
Yeah, because if you do wind up getting asked, what are you going to say? You don't want to be thrown out.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not gay.
You're going to lie.
Who cares as long as I don't get in trouble?
They have to break their own code of honor. So that can't be right.
We don't care because we're not gay. Doesn't affect us, right, guys?
Not at all.
We can join the army under
I'm just telling you what's going on. We still are grappling with this issue of gays in the military and how they should be treated.
All gays should be able to go in the military. That's it. Magic, Jan Michael Vincent Magic O.J. 8-Ball, whatever the hell your name is. Jan Michael Vincent Magic 8-Ball. Do you think we will ever accept the gays?
Okay, that's all I got to say. I didn't mean I refuse to address something as someone's bull.
All right. Well, there you go. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. Do you have any more stories, Robin?
Yeah, one more. I'm going to talk about Liz Smith since you said you wanted to bring her.
She's a cow.
Okay. You wanted to bring her up, so I will.
Are you going to bring her up? But you might be bringing her up for something other than me.
I will, but you can spout off after that.
All right. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll wait till Monday to spout off. You know what her air name is? Woman Cow. Liz Smith. We'll be back right after this.
What did she do to you?
What did she do to me? I'll explain. You want me to explain?
When we come back.
All right.
It's the Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
Hey, man. Woo.
Hi, Robin. You were saying something about Liz Smith, the gossip columnist?
To point out her column in Newsday Today. She has a quote in it from Chastity Bono's article in the upcoming Advocate. It says, "I don't say that I'm proud to be gay because I don't necessarily think it is something you should either be proud of or ashamed of.
Oh,
it
cool.
just is."
I'm not proud of it. I just am it. That's a cool line.
Chastity has never spoken about her sexual preference before, even though it has been hinted at very broadly by most tabloids.
And disc jockeys.
She was outed by a supermarket tab, as Liz says.
Big
so
deal.
it has been assumed that she is gay, but now she's coming out for the first time.
Who cares what she is? Well, Liz Smith's whole column is reprints of what other journalists find out. That's all Liz Smith's column is. I'll tell you.
Reads for us.
Yeah, what she does is she even berates her sources. She goes, "Oh, that horrible National Enquirer and that horrible Star Magazine are writing terrible things like this about Richard Gere. And I think it's disgraceful that they write this. And I do think it's disgraceful that they write that." It's insulting. Because she I don't even know that she even writes that column anymore. I don't know who writes it. I know there's a couple of people who work on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what a cow she is. She never writes about me because she doesn't like me, and I don't, who cares? I don't like her.
Do you need that?
No, I don't need her, but this is to show you how lazy Liz Smith is. Actually, I was going to get into this on Monday, but you brought up the name, so there you go.
It's my fault.
About a month ago in the Los Angeles Times, an article came out about me and my movie, about the Private Parts, the movie, where they said a bunch of junk about me. And I read it on the air, and after I read it on the air, the producer of the movie, the head of the studio, called me, and he said, "Gee, none of this is true. We didn't say any of this." There was a retraction in the L.A. Times, granted a small one on page 22. It was denied by everyone, the whole story. And a month later, Liz Smith gets a hold of the story. A month later. It's not even like it's her story. She didn't get this story. Some guy in the L.A. Times wrote this story. And she just reprints it like there was no retraction. And it's a totally ludicrous story. Again, it's a ludicrous story. And what upsets me about it is that it's month-old news. And it's not even accurate. The people who are quoted as saying it deny it.
And Liz has missed that part of the news.
Yeah, I'll read it to you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Headline, 22 drafts and still no private parts. All right, now, already I told you there is no such thing as 22 drafts. There is no 22 drafts of my movie. I don't even know what that is. New York. By now we've all heard that the screenplay for Howard Stern's Private Parts autobiography has been through 22 drafts, all versions thus far rejected by Stern. As I explained to you on the air, Robin, there were 6 drafts that I know of. I haven't seen 22 drafts. There are 6 drafts. And yes, I haven't approved the 6 drafts. Why haven't I approved the 6 drafts? Because I want to do a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that is bad. People write in the newspaper all the time. They review movies. I just saw 37 new movies are coming out this weekend. And the reviewers sit there and go, who read this script? It's a piece of garbage. So I'm accused of reading my script and not feeling it's right yet.
You're accused of being difficult.
Yeah. According to insiders, again, nobody named, according to insiders, Stern, usually so super confident. This is, by the way, a reprint of the Los Angeles Times. Liz Smith puts her name on it.
Mm-hmm.
Usually so super confident, is nervous about approving any of these treatments because he thinks a movie version of his life might not be a hit. No. Darling, I haven't worked on this thing and bought into this thing and turned down other movies because I don't think this is going to be a hit. I believe it'll be a hit if it's a good script. If it's a bad script, it won't be a hit. Can you imagine? I'm nervous about approving any of these treatments. I don't know. I know whose opinion that is. That's not my opinion. I'm not nervous. Why would I get involved in a movie if I'm nervous? I certainly don't have the track record of a performer who's nervous. Do you think I'm nervous?
No.
I go on pay-per-view and I get in bed with 2 porn stars. I go on
and
MTV and start me.
Guy would have had all of these high-powered professionals from Hollywood would have just taken their word and done it.
Of course. Then she writes, the man who fended off literally thousands of fans at book signings is insecure? Question mark?
Fended off?
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about. I doubt she even wrote this. Another fly in the ointment of Stern's Private Parts is that Reicher Entertainment, which owns the rights, is reportedly cool on the idea of Stern playing himself. This is totally wrong. The studio prefers Jeff Goldblum. She puts in parentheses, we love Jeff Goldblum, but it might be best to let Howard play himself. Who else? Who else would really want to? And believe me, Jeff Goldblum would want to. Liz, no one want to play you because no one want to be that fat. No, the owners of the studio came to me and they said, just do any of these scripts. I'll tell you exactly what happened. I'm up front. All she has to do is ask me. The owners of the movie company came to me and said, do any of these scripts. We don't care. And I said, no. And they go, oh, so you're insecure? Why don't we have Jeff Goldblum play you? I said, look, I didn't write my book to have Jeff Goldblum play me. And quite frankly, I'm in this to make you guys a lot of money. I want to see you be successful. If you take my story and put Jeff Goldblum in it, it'll be nothing. Who would go see that? Who cares to see Jeff Goldblum as Howard Stern? That's like seeing one of these women play Roseanne.
Yeah.
People want to see a Howard Stern movie. So in other words, I'm insecure because I don't want to give up my story to Jeff Goldblum. Then it says, and what if the project is blown out of the water completely? There's no hint that the project's blown out. Reicher would blow all the money it gave Stern for the screen rights, including the bucks for those 22 drafts. Again, with the 22 drafts. That's Liz Smith's analysis. So here is a story that Liz Smith got a hold of that's a month old. Mind you, a month old. It's already been retracted. And she just reprints it. And I've got more calls off the Liz Smith printing of this story than I did with the original LA Times one. And this is how this fat sow ruins people's lives. Because she doesn't really research. She doesn't do her own reporting. She took something out of the LA Times that was retracted. And something that I have publicly denied. I mean, my version is not here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no effort to explain my side of this thing. And I'm not even sure this is Reicher's side of the thing. Yeah. So you see why I think she's a fat sow?
I hear you.
I think she's lazy. I think she reprints what everyone else does. And she tries to ruin people's careers because she's jealous. Because she has no
she
career.
Doesn't like you never say anything.
Yeah.
You could save the world. She wouldn't say anything nice about you.
Fortunately, she has no more power. At least not here in New York. She works for Newsday on Long Island.
They say in the paper in hot copy today in the Daily News that Jerry Lewis gained 30 pounds for his film role in Funny Bones.
Why?
Robert De Niro.
No one's going to see it. Why bother?
And then he shed it for his Broadway role in Damn Yankees.
Wow.
And he's going to be on Entertainment Tonight to tell you how he did all that.
What else has he got to do?
So if you need some diet advice, tune in to Jerry tonight.
Hey, Jackie, you better tune in. That belly's coming back.
As I mentioned before, Barbara Walters will be talking to Kato Kalin tonight on 2020.
Who cares? I'm not watching
Liz says it's probably going to be a difficult interview.
Liz?
Liz Smith. He's literally enjoined from discussing a great number of things because he's still a witness in the O.J. Simpson trial.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear his philosophy on life.
Do you really think that Barbara Walters does any tough interviews?
Yeah. Well, this will be a tough interview because he's about as bright as a pin.
There's another one of these movies starring the cast of Saturday Night Live. It's called Tommy Boy with Chris Farley and David Spade.
Yeah, how bad are the reviews?
Not very good.
Yeah, they seem to rush those movies out as much as they do those bad scripts on Saturday Night Live. It's weird, too, because they got Saturday Night Live that sucks so bad, and then all of a sudden these guys are all busy working on films.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that they got time to work on anything, really.
Jamie Bernard says it seems that the cast of Saturday Night Live feels that it's their birthright to have a movie crafted around them, whether it's funny or not.
Well, maybe they should have rejected the script, but in Hollywood you're not supposed to do that, according to Liz Smith, that fat sow. I mean, if you reject a couple of drafts, you're a jerk.
Yeah,
you should just make any bad movie.
Bad press.
Hey, maybe those guys aren't insecure. They'll do anything. Maybe it's good to be insecure. Gee, stupid me. I want to make a good movie. God, what a dummy I am. How can Liz Smith write in the newspaper, Howard Stern is insecure because he passed on 22 drafts? Maybe it means the drafts weren't good. Did you ever think of that?
How many movies has she done?
I don't know, but She's assuming that these drafts were brilliant.
And that, everything they write in Hollywood is great.
Yeah.
It's never been a bad script.
Well, Gone with the Wind had 89 drafts, so.
And there's a new movie out called The Priest that is getting good reviews, but the Catholic Church is up in arms.
Then I'll go see it.
They didn't want it released on Good Friday, which was the original release date for the film, and now Miramax, the company that is distributing it, has decided to back off, and they're going to delay the release until like April 19th or something.
Just release it. We're grown-ups. We'll handle it. What's so horrible in the movie The Priest? What happens?
Oh, well, of course, the priests are shown in a bad light, according to the
what do they do?
Church. There's one priest who's living with his maid.
Oh, at least it's a girl.
A sexual relationship with her. There's another priest who has a homosexual relationship.
Oh, my.
And he also is torn because he's been told in confessional by a 14-year-old girl that her father is sexually abusing her, but because it was told in confession, he can't report the dad.
Oh, my.
So the movie's realistic, so the Catholic Church is upset
Very
about it.
upset.
Priest living with a guy and a priest living with a woman.
Yeah.
They don't think that happens. That's why the church is being sued every other week. Get with it. Just release the movie, Miramax.
I don't know why they're backing down, but they are. So that's what's happening.
Thanks, Robin. Well, all right, we'll see you on Monday. Let me just remind everyone that tonight's part 2 of the E! Show, where we poke the girls with sticks. Very realistic.
You know, but there's one more thing I keep forgetting to bring up. You know how John Lennon and Paul McCartney, Ringo, and who's that other guy? George Harrison all got back together and sang with John on some mono tape they found. You know how they got those tapes?
Jackie's basement from the flood.
Paul made up with Yoko Ono.
Yeah, he's desperate.
I said, man, oh man, he really must be, because not only did he invite her to come to England and then invite her over to his house, he actually went into a recording studio and helped Yoko with one of her songs.
Yeah, doesn't he have like $80 million? You think he could pass on that?
I don't know. All I know is that after it was all over, he gave Yoko the tapes and said, do anything that with them that you want.
Yeah.
So that's how they got that John Lennon music to work with.
Isn't it amazing how they can step all over like Cynthia Lennon, all the other, but Yoko for some reason she's like they got to kiss her ass.
Mm-hmm.
No, anyway, Jackie the Joke Man Marlowe.
It's rather interesting what links Paul will go to.
Jackie the Joke Man Marlowe, Robin, is got his new comedy CD and cassette. It's $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy 2 get 1 free. Call 1-800-323-KING. And tonight, literally, Jackie will be leaving here this morning, stepping on a plane to Baltimore. He's traveling with 6 bags. 2 of them will be in the garbage. One of them contains his wife's head.
How many bags will you get on the plane with?
He will get on with 4. Anyway, Jackie's literally getting on a plane to go to Baltimore to represent some of his best comedy work. He's going to be honored at Slapsticks tonight.
Honored?
Yes, 2 big shows at Slapsticks in Baltimore, Maryland, where fans can come and greet Jackie.
Is there an award involved?
Yeah, I think Jackie's going to make up an award to give himself. For jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a pay service.
You know what else this weekend is? It's the weekend we have to put the clocks forward.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Daylight saving.
That's good to know.
On
That's
Saturday night.
That's good information. It's not funny, but it's good information.
It's not funny at all. I hate when this happens.
Tonight, don't miss Elvis Presley at 7 Willow Street in Port Chester. As Fred does his thing. Call 914-939-1474 for information. So, Fred, what is that? Is that like a paid gig you're going to?
I'm not even sure yet. I'll find out when I get there.
Who is
We're
Fred's
sharing the bill
manager?
with like 3 other guys.
It ain't Don King.
Should be true.
Join Baba Booey tomorrow. Listen to this gig at the grand opening of Burger King on Hanover Street and Route 38 in Pemberton, New Jersey. Gary will actually just show up there, Fa-Fa Flowly.
Buy some burgers.
That's from 1:30 to 3. Some guy sent me a fax about Gary's last appearance.
I know.
Gary went, let me see if I can dig it out. Did you guys read this one?
I don't think they've seen it. I think I pulled it out.
It's pretty funny. I carry around so much stuff. What'd you do? You did a book signing or something? Or an autograph signing session recently?
Yeah.
Where was that, in Dallas? Or?
No, J&R Music World.
Oh, yeah, this is the guy fact here. Tell me if any of this is accurate. I was at J&R Music World last Wednesday, and I was really excited about meeting Baba Fooey. I mean, he's not exactly De Niro, but he's sort of a celebrity, and he sounds friendly on the air, so I thought it'd be fun to go over and say hi and maybe get an autograph. When I arrived at the front door, there was a sign that read, "Line for Gary starts here," with an arrow. But there were no people. So I asked where Gary was appearing, and a guy with a walkie-talkie pointed upstairs. I walked up the stairs, the endless stairs, expecting to see a bunch of, fans, and, people screaming or something. And Gary chuckling in his usual kindly manner. So he says he got up there, he scanned the store looking for the groups of fans, but all I saw was poor Gary sitting alone at a desk with 2 people waiting online. I mean, I can't even call it a line. I felt horrible. How embarrassing is that?
Well, no, here's the deal.
By the time I walked over to him, some hot chick from the Brother Company gave me a plastic cup and said, "Be sure to take a Brother pen. We got lots of them." I was too heartbroken to take a pen, so I moved over to Gary and asked him to sign a picture for my sister. And then I had Gary sign some faxes. He signed the picture to my sister. And I don't know, he was so grateful to me for having things to sign that he was practically in tears.
And I think what the guy says is he showed Gary these faxes.
Yeah.
And that Gary just looked at them and sort of smirked and handed them back. And the guy wanted Gary to sign the faxes, too.
Well, I didn't know what they were. The guy hands me faxes.
And then he didn't have the heart to sort of ask, but he couldn't understand why Gary was getting rid of him so quickly.
Yeah.
When there was
keep the guy around. Sign whatever he wants.
I signed everything he wanted.
If he wants you to sign faxes, sign the faxes.
He didn't say he wanted me to sign them. He just handed me something. I don't know. I was there for 2 hours.
Right.
Like the first 45 minutes or hour, there was like a lot of people there. And then after that,
Oh, I see. So he caught you at the end.
No, really. I mean, the second hour, I was sitting there easily, alone for most of the time.
But you had a turnout.
Yeah, I'd had some turnout, sure.
Okay, all right. This guy caught you at his bizarre moment.
Burger King, Pemberton, New Jersey, tomorrow.
All right.
Don't let this happen to Gary again.
What do you do at Burger King?
John and I did one of these like 4 years ago, and we sit inside the Burger King at like one of those tables.
You could sit in the window. That would be a great place and take the order.
Oh, yeah, I could sit there. No, you sit there and you just sign pictures.
Really? All right. Well, good luck to you. I hope that works out. If you're planning a wedding or party and need a DJ, call Scott the Engineers, Rocket Entertainment at 718-BAG-5040.
That's what I do. I'm sorry.
Well, it's home of the Whopper. Would you like a burger?
Hey, Gary, people been doing you to you in those, on that stupid microphone.
Please,
that's got to be a really weird appearance going to a Burger King.
Well, the appearances have gotten weird in general because people, now everybody thinks they're you.
Right.
Hey, Big Teeth, sign my picture.
Hey, hey, there's a Whopper. I mean, in your mouth.
Okay, you know what's one thing that people ask me to do all the time that I absolutely refuse to do? There's very little. I'll sign anything. People come up and say, "Hey, sign this monkey." I'm like, "Hey, monkey, you love monkey, whatever." People have tried several times to get me to bite my page in the book.
I'm wondering.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't heard of that.
I'm not doing that.
You won't do it. You told them no? How many people have actually asked you for that?
Probably about a half a dozen since the book came out. Just a small amount.
And they say to you, "Would you chew on your page?"
Yeah.
Really?
They would have been teeth marks on the page.
And you won't do it?
No.
Why not? Listen, they come down there.
Because I'm not biting a page in a book.
So just do whatever they want. You don't do anything else. Just do that.
She's not healthy.
Yeah, you don't know where that book has been.
Yeah, who knows what that guy wiped on that page?
Oh, for goodness. All right, very good. We'll see you on Monday. 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 On Monday.